Load the damn window you can trap. There we go. I did not update the stream title. Hang on a second. Yeah, it's mature rated. It's fucking Vegas. That's the point. Eeny, meeny, miny. Let's see. Okay, how's that for a title? If it would actually load the damn thing. Fresh save, fresh implants. My plans for a new save and a clinic run at level 1. Fallout New Vegas. Finally, something other than a Monster Hunter. It's a miracle. I'm gonna be honest with you. Today was gonna be either coin flip between either New Vegas or Bayonetta 1. Bayonetta 1 makes my arms hurt too much, though. I'm supposed to hear back from my doctors today about some kind of an orthopedist recommendation, a specialist, to actually tell me if they can fix it. Or at least if they can properly diagnose it, because right now they still don't have 100% confirmation. They took a lot of x-rays, though. Apparently my bones were very comely. Or maybe that was just the coloration. Yeah. I need that to go away so I can actually see the game. Oh wait, get. Alrighty. Should be able to see everything now. Well, I can't play with the perception of 0. 1, maybe, but not 0. Okay, notification went out successfully. There we go. I'm gonna close as much of this crap as I can get away with. Alrighty. Should be good to go now. Just need to bring up my notes for when the moment arises. Game's a tad bit loud. That is just for the main menu. It doesn't load my audio settings until I'm actually in the game. It's 2010 Obsidian. I'm surprised the game still works. Okay, where to start, I'm just going to load into a save so the audio can stabilize, and you'll let me know if that needs to be adjusted.
Ooh, looking good so far.
Okay, I know there's not a lot going on right now, but does everything seem stable right now with him talking, the ambiance in the background? Decent audio levels?
We can chat later. The sooner you finish these tests, the sooner you can get out of here.
Yes, this is good. Okay. The option, it gives you a launcher before you even get into the game, but that doesn't include audio settings, so you don't actually get your audio settings reflected until you're in the damn game. 2010 Obsidian, baby. It's somehow still better than 2025 Obsidian. I wish Avowed looked good. I haven't even played it yet. I've just heard people and watched bits of playthroughs here and there, and the fact that there are immortal NPCs being used as set dressing. Obsidian, we told you we didn't like that in Oblivion or Skyrim. You were bookended by Bethesda fucking that up. Why did you repeat the same? I'm saying that as if there's anybody from Obsidian that was actually still there from the Fallout New Vegas days or Alpha Protocol. Disappointing. Okay, so the only thing I found that lets me tab out of the game successfully right now, after I installed the script extender, the load operation organizer tool, I have to tab out via Steam, so that's Shift Tab. It does keep the audio, it doesn't kill the picture, so that's going to be the best way for streaming purposes. While we are in here, let me just see here. Alrighty, let me bring up the notepad. We're not going to go over everything all at once, but I figure I should just have this at the ready. So I have two character builds that I like playing in New Vegas. My first one is my all-rounder, kind of a small arm specialist, if you want to put it that way. And my second one is a pacifist. Now, I'm going to be focusing on getting my main, my all-rounder, to the New Vegas clinic to start with today. But I figured we should actually start with what we're actually planning on. The Sacred Notes! Do I have even one game where I don't keep notes like a nerd? That's a good question. Bayonetta, I guess? Because I can track everything just in the in-game shop. And I guess with the Tears of Umbran Blood. It's like, if I can get to the extras screen and Rodin's shop, the Gates of Hell, I can see everything I need to. I don't need a note file. Maybe that's why I like her so much. She takes some of the mental load off. No hoarding TXT files. But right, let's look at these notes. Okay, that's one. Can I do more? Probably not. Like, I was talking Elder Scrolls before. Let me see. I have an Elder Scrolls folder, and I have 4 folders in it. Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. Well, where's ESO? Where's Arena? Don't play them. Don't care. But what about the other spin-offs? Like, what, Blades? Don't give a shit. Oblivion as well. It shouldn't tempt me, but I've seen things with the Oblivion remake, remaster, whatever, and it kind of makes me want to go for it. But I still have, like, vanilla Oblivion installed on this very PC. I've lost most of my old saves. I think I still have a couple that were in the initial prison, but not much. Nerd, go for it. I've got enough games that I want to play as is, and I just added one more. Although, I'm going to be honest with you, New Vegas is unstable enough. I could probably mod it for some improvements, but I think today might be the only New Vegas video I make unless something else comes up, because I just want to do a clinic run. Clinic runs are not easy, especially if you do them at level 1. There's a rhythm to it. You can get good at it, but I know my skill level. And also, I'm not using the build that's necessarily best for this. Like, my int at 9, that's the only part of this that is standardized for New Vegas Clinic run at level 1, because you want to get an implant at level 1 before you hit level 2. That way you can maximize your int gains before level 4. Once you get to level 4, you can get educated. Getting educated at level 4 on a character with an int starting at 10, that is the way you maximize your skill points in Fallout New Vegas. So the idea is we're basically going to go halfway across the map. We're going to gamble to try and get the bottle caps necessary to afford the implant, and we are going to max out our int stat level 1. Implicit in this also is that you could just fast travel straight back to Goodsprings afterwards. So you could treat it like you're starting the game with an int implant. I disagree with that personally. I'm not good at it. Let's go gambling. There we go. Who needs Uma Musume? You don't need horse girls to go gambling. Who the fuck needs gacha pulls? We have slot machines. The OG. Pokemon used to be E-rated with this, by the way. Or was it E-rated or E10? It's M-rated now, or... Oh no. I just remembered. The 3DS eShop is gone. It used to be M-rated Pokemon. Just because of red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal having slot machines. Also, talking about gambling, did I hear they're adding Uno to casino? I saw a picture of that. I could not tell if it was a shitpost or not. I'll be straight with you. This is going to be the one time where actually people have to learn the damn rules of Uno instead of just having house rules for, like, stacking wilds and +4s. Apparently it's true. I can't wait to see the meltdown where somebody tries to bring house rules to a casino game of Uno. It's like, well, you gave me a wild +4. Well, I'm going to put another wild +4 down there and pass it to the next guy. Sir, you can't actually do that. What? Did you read the booklet that comes with the deck of cards? Everybody knows how to play Uno. Clearly you don't. That's the good question. The original rules of Uno are trash. Reminds me of a tweet I saw. And it wasn't from a twit this time, actually. It was somebody responding to Uno, clarifying a rule in the game, but they were like, thank you for the cards, but we'll take it from here. I've said the same damn line with regards to how monsters get their names pronounced in Monster Hunter. Ever since they started adding English dubs. Hell, even just large spoken sections of games and the extended media. Monster Hunter has had some questionable, if not outright infuriating pronunciations. We had to read them for game design, and it works with a point system? Like, what the fuck? We all agreed to not go with those rules. Yeah, people ignore so much of the damn rule books just based on how you play the game. Like, when my sister and I were little, we both collected Pokemon cards. We had no idea how to play the official card game. So we just didn't have an energy system. We also had no idea how to handle the evolution stuff because we wanted to play our big fancy monsters as fast as possible. So we mostly were winging it. It was fun, though. We had no idea what the hell we were doing. But I still had a sister who wanted to play Pokemon with me at the time, so I took that every bit I could. The players will decide how it's pronounced. Lagiacaroos. Bazelgeuse. Tigrex. Tigrex. It has tiger stripes. The pronunciation's right there. Tigrex sounds way more awesome. But you want to pronounce it like a drink or an accessory. How about you just use the animal? Oh. You have a giant, ferocious, tiger-striped monster, and you refuse to use tiger in the pronunciation in any language. Also, I didn't realize that the blue electrified crocodile goose was related to Tom Cruise. His cousin, Lagiac. Lagia. Somehow, the Scientologist still sounds like a more competent pronunciation than the actual localization they chose for that monster. And don't even get me started on Bazelgeuse. Where's the O? Why the silent U? Like, I make goose jokes about Lagiacrus, and I'm still pronouncing it Lagiacrus. But Bazelgeuse. Bazelgeuse. Which one has a U in it, theoretically? This is why localization teams need to have something resembling standards. Because you look at anime, you look at dubs, localizations for even manga. There's slang. There's trying to make things contemporarily appropriate. And then there's just going off the goddamn deep end. Like, would you be surprised that the anime about a guy getting reincarnated as a dog and trying to seduce a human girl, somehow, it was a degenerate pile of filth? No shit. But you could have written the damn translations better. It's okay, I can calm down now. There is no chill. We're doing a clinic run. I'm going to be running from at least one Deathclaw. Minimum. What the fuck now? What the fuck are you reading? That was an anime that came out, I want to say 2023? Maybe 2022? I want to say 2023, I don't remember exactly. But that was an anime adapted off of a manga. And apparently the The author had a very different definition of doggy style than I do. Let me just move away from that subject now and back to what we're actually playing today. Today we are focusing on getting this int starting stat from 9 to 10 before we hit level 2. Now I'm going to have to at some point use the console commands because I want to run a test on the special distribution post implants. But that's going to be the only point we're going to use console commands because we're going to give ourselves caps to try out these implants, see what the final stat spread is at level 1. I might also give myself +2 strength temporarily to simulate the perk from Old World Blues. That gives you +2 strength. As far as that expansion goes, that DLC, you basically have 3 body parts removed in there. I like to leave 2 of them behind, but there's a third one I like to take back. It's being either spineless or having a reinforced spine. I like the reinforced spine, personally. And I want to calculate all of these specials and all of these stats so I can go through my perks as well as all of my skill book possibilities. That way I know whether or not I am over or under committing points on level up. So, before we get into anything else, actually, let's do the character creator. Let's try to have something resembling fun. Yeah, no thanks, you know who not to ask for recommendations. Before I start, drink something. Alright. I got a 2-liter water bottle here, full of ice. And hopefully water. Sounds like water, good. Alrighty. Bottle better be empty by... I don't know if I can do 2 liters in one sitting. What is the maximum capacity of a human bladder? I think 16 fluid ounces. I don't know what that translates to in terms of liters, however. I do need to stay hydrated. Thank you for keeping me honest on that one. Now, as you can see here, I do have some saves that are already set up. The first 8 saves, these are actually fairly old. I copied and pasted, or I cut and pasted most of my saves off of this computer, and I have them on a flash drive. I can't remember which one. Oh well. I'm starting a new save anyway because these are going to be overall better. So I've saved at 4 distinct places in each character, actually. This is immediately upon creating the cosmetic layers for the character. This is after selecting my special stats, but before going through the interview. And this is after the interview, but immediately before going out into the overworld. And why do I have multiple 4s? I have multiple 6s as well. That's what I get for trying to organize my saves. I have duplicates. You know what? Not a problem for right now. 1, 2, and 3 initially, these are Atticus. This is my all-rounder. And 4, 5, 6, these are Cassandra. This is my pacifist. Originally, I was going to make my pacifist my Legion playthrough, but I forgot until way too late. Oh, wait, about 1 to 1.5 liters, you think? Okay, so half the water bottle. I think that might be more manageable. Alrighty. Let me actually just pull this up then before we go to the character creator. Or, hang on. One more so I have clothes. I made one fatal mistake with planning to have my Legion playthrough be a female courier. Any guesses as to what that mistake was? Take your time. You will probably get it, but I want to see just how close you are. Any guesses as to why I should not play a female courier when I'm planning to join a faction that is basically Roman gladiators? Those LARPers, they continue the cosplay all the way down to the lore. I.e., they have a Colosseum, but the Colosseum's only for men. So I basically just cut myself out of one of the best parts of being in the Legion if I forget to give myself a cock. So yeah, if I'm going to do a Legion playthrough, it's going to be on the All-Rounder or another male. It's not going to be on my Pacifist. Pacifist is probably also better as a House playthrough, maybe in CR, probably House. And now, after those 6 playthroughs, or 6 saves for those 2 playthroughs are at different parts, like immediately after Cosmetic, immediately after Special, immediately after your interview, and ready to go out in the Overworld. You might notice I got 7 and 8 that are in roughly the same place. I set these saves after the first load of the open world for one very prudent but hard to remember reason. So if you haven't played Fallout New Vegas in a long time, if you don't have anything modded to delay the DLC activations, you're going to get spammed with notifications about items added to your inventory as soon as you spawn in, even before you make your cosmetic stuff. But once you get to the overworld, you're going to get notifications about at least 4 different things activating. And they're going to stop you in tracks, make you read a notification that pauses everything, and then you have to dismiss it. It's going to add quest markers, all that jazz. So I set up these saves after getting through all those damn notifications being activated. So for 2 characters, I have 8 saves for the segmentation here. Save 9, this is, let's see. This is after I get the notification to potentially remake my character, but I've also looted 1 wardrobe that gave me some additional apparel, and I did also pick up the Suave Gambler hat, which is a Wild Wasteland item that you can only access via a trait. And even though I deselected the perk after, or the trait, not perk, I deselected the trait and go with something different for the overall playthrough, just having Wild Wasteland active for that 1 section does give you that free apparel item that can be helpful early on. And this save 10, this is something I usually soft reset on, but I didn't want to deal with the RNG on stream, so I figured we could just, when we get to that point, I can just load the save, it has what I want already, I don't have to think about it. Remove some randomization, right? Let's actually start up a fresh character, so I will be reloading a save after a point, but I just wanted to show what we're working with here. One of the best intros that I can think of in like the last 15-20 years of gaming. Gamora looks cool from the outside. I wish it was actually interesting in-game. I will say the casinos are underwhelming. The Lucky 38 only gets points because it's a quest-giving hub. Everything else, though, underwhelming. But if you want something to blow your mind, how about a 50 BMG? Oh, yeah. Bloody good times, right? They should add Uno to make it more realistic. There can be only one leader, and by the end of the game, it will be you. So, maybe we talk to Raul or some of the other Spanish characters. But this one's not going to end with Uno, no. This one's going to end with Dos. 2 bullets to the head.
When atomic fire consumed the earth,
Ron Perlman
did so in great underground.
I miss when Hellboy was part of Fallout.
When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River.
And then the Fallout TV show decided, let's just
The
blow it up
NCR
anyway.
mobilized its army and sent
Gee,
its
why don't I
troops
like the live-action
to occupy
adaptation?
Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves, forged from the conquest of 86 tribes.
And for my eyes, their greatest crime has to be the misogyny, because I want to play a
4
female
years had
courier in the
passed
goddamn
since
arena.
Republic held the dam just barely against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of
A brilliant
rehabilitated
doctor in his own
tribals
right,
and police
although his
warriors.
image has been doctored heavily. You can see that when you pop him out for some
Hired by
fresh
the
light,
Mojave Express
fresh air,
to deliver a
sunlight.
package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
Well, somebody's being delivered to their maker. Mashallah.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe Khan's killed
Virtually
people
nobody
without
else has
looking at the
Benny's
face,
speech affectations,
but
by
I
the
ain't a
way.
Fink. Dig?
It would bother me ordinarily, but he's so damn entertaining.
You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene.
Chip off the old block, huh, blockhead?
From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-karat run of bad luck.
I'm gonna
Truth is,
deal you a new hand.
The game was rigged from the start.
Unless I get dealt 2 bullets to the head. And this is one of those things I was telling you about with the DLC integrations. When it wants to give you items, you will get notified. Unless you mod it out. Thank you for all of what was formerly pre-order bonuses. There's one more after this, I think.
You're awake.
I think that's all 4 of them, unless I'm forgetting a 5th.
How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
Well, I would give you a real name, but as long as I'm playing a character I've already built previously, let's just say this now, for the one time it works.
I can't say it's what
He will always respond to that no matter what name you give him, by the
What's
way.
your name? I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Goodsprings. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
And I'm gonna level with you. I don't like the character creator in Fallout 3 or New Vegas. No matter what you try to make, it never comes out looking quite human. It is still an improvement over the Oblivion character creator, but by how much? Just to get through here quickly, I'm going to pick a preset.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered.
Look,
Okay.
I will show you the characters
No
I
sense keeping you in
created.
bed anymore.
I will use the console commands,
Let's
open the
see
race
if we can
menu
get you
when I
on
load
your
in the
feet.
individual characters.
Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room, over by that Vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
So immediately you can open up the third-person view by pressing F. I forget the default console binds, or if you're on a controller or the like. Also, there's multiple objects in here that you can interact with, but they can't actually function until you have your stats allocated. So we don't have special, we don't have our skills bookmarked or anything like that yet. So your starting skills are not high enough to, let's say, repair the machine gun, or to pick anything, or where's that lockpick chest I'm thinking
Looking
of?
good so far.
You can walk around him to ignore the tutorial as long as you want, but you can't actually get out because this is the only door to the exit. I thought there was a locked chest I'm forgetting, or... Also, yes, considering this is an NPC house and it's a Bethesda RPG from the days of yore, it will randomize all of these containers for their initial contents. You could soft reset them if you care that much. I don't. Not this early on in the game. You could steal his food. You actually can't use it, though, because you don't have a Pip-Boy yet, which means no main menu. So you can take his food, but you can't eat it, or even just drop it again. Whatever you add to your inventory during this section is just in your inventory. I thought there was a lockbox in here, I'm forgetting. Or, no, it's not the lockbox, it's the chemistry set, that's right. Again, you need a science of 25. Was there a lockbox, or did I just magic that into my non-existent memory? What do you say?
We can chat later. The sooner you finish these tests, the sooner you can get out of here.
I'm trying to rob you, but unfortunately the world outside doesn't exist until I do your games. You know what? Do I have... Okay, I have that saved, yeah. Drop a quick save. You get different dialogue out of this section depending on what your highest or lowest stat is. So, if you're like me... If you're like me, odds are you probably use Charisma as your anti-dump stat. You set this to nothing. And he will seemingly respond to your most extreme stat, not necessarily always your highest stat. So I will set my int to 9, but he will still react to my Charisma being set to 1. Seems about right, very realistic. Unfortunately. So I'm going to show you what I hear most often. He should say some frontal lobe damage.
Huh. Must be some frontal lobe damage.
That is for having Charisma as your lowest stat by an extreme margin.
Well,
I can do quick load actually. I just did a quick save. So let's try setting strength to 1 now.
That's some serious atrophy, even for someone who's been in bed a while. It's a wonder you can move at all. Well, we know your vitals are
That's your strength notification. Serious atrophy.
good.
Okay,
That don't mean
quick load it. I will go into each individual stat, by the way, when I show you my actual build. It's going to be a 4581967. I have that memorized. It's built into my brain at this stage. So how about a perception of nothing, basically?
Now, I ain't no optometrist, but maybe we should fit you for some glasses while you're here. Well,
So if you thought I was joking about playing the game blindfolded with a perception of 1, that's your confirmation straight from the doc.
What do you say you take a...
Let's go to an endurance of fuck all.
I just don't get it. A stiff breeze would tear you in two, but a couple of bullets and you're right as rain.
We survived a Hillary
we
Clinton
survived.
suicide,
But
and
that don't
that's
mean
what you
the
get for
bullets
int,
will
or not
leave
int,
you in the big
END1, endurance.
What do you say you...
Now we've already showcased charisma, so let's see what happens when we actually embrace the brain damage. Also, I don't know if I would recommend this to anybody playing Fallout. I don't think it has a real impact on like Fallout 4 onward, but Fallout New Vegas 3 earlier, it's worth trying to actually play int 1 at least once, because you get unique dialogue options. Again, until Fallout 4. But for New Vegas and earlier, absolutely try playing int 1 at least once. You get caveman dialogue, not with every NPC, but all the good ones. And the thing is, it's not just like everything turns into caveman dialogue. You don't just unga bunga your way through like a medicine skill check. You actually do get the correct, educated dialogue for specific skills. But then you can also outsmart an armed robot guard asking you for a password. It's like, do I go for maxed out luck or minimum intelligence? Because a dumbass getting asked for a password might just shout ice cream. And it works. Meanwhile, for every other character, you need to either find the password or you need to have high luck. And then you have a chance of getting to shout the password that saves you from getting shot. Int 1 playthroughs are a blessing. Ugh. And they better damn well be, considering how many skill points they cost you. The amount of points you get to invest across all your stats increases with your intelligence. So if you have an int of 1, if you don't take comprehension or anything else, you are going to be an objectively worse character overall. You're going to just have fewer points to play with. But it's so flavorful.
Sorry, son. I fixed up your head as best I knew how. I guess I missed a spot.
Hey, it's okay, you
Well,
couldn't have controlled me
you're
having a lead
good.
blender in my
But
skull.
that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn a dropping.
There's room for
What do you
everybody
say
to
you
get brain
take a
damaged
seat on the
commentary.
couch and you go-
So next we'll try agility, nothing. Oh, excuse me. Well, that was my doctor's office. I'm waiting to hear about my arms. Don't tell me about my blood. Bastards. Ah. Oh well. It's nothing severe, thankfully. It's just, you know what? I should probably keep my blood in my body. Then again, that could also result in internal bleeding, so what do I know? Am I dying? Give it about 60 years? Almost certainly. Give it 50, probably 40. We'll see. My money's on 30, personally. No, but it's nothing to worry about. I just had to take that call. I go back in a week for more tests, so we'll see. So, agility 1. Let's see how this shakes out.
Don't have all your coordination back yet, looks like. You should think about doing some rehab. Well, we know your vitals are good, but that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn drop. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions?
IRL, I mean, in-game die as many times as possible. I'm planning on playing on very hardcore, so that is an inevitability. But yeah. I can't crouch yet. I was trying to crouch so I could just look like I was toppling over in the mix. But yeah, agility 1, I might as well have taken all those bullets to the knee. Although this was a year before Skyrim, so not mimetic enough. Oh, I can quick load, right. And now we get to luck 1.
Now that don't make a lick of sense. Seems to me you're the luckiest son of a gun in New Vegas. Well, we know you're.
Well, how lucky can I be? I got shot in the head twice.
Didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn drop.
Now we're gonna try maxing the stats. Let's start with strength.
Surprised anybody'd want to tangle with you. Heck, you could go Deathclaw hunting with a Switch.
If you would put New Vegas on the Switch, I would. Or a Fallout in general. But I know you're talking about, like, basically a whip. Kinky? You don't hit that hard with a Switch if you're trying to enjoy everything. Well, depends on who's on the holding and the receiving end. Maxed out perception. Something I'll never have.
Nothing gets by you, huh? Could have used you when I lost my keys last month.
I think generally there's better dialogue for the low stacks than the high. Generally. But you'll see. I think it would have been better if he said I could have perceived those bullets as they were going through my mind. Just like, my FOV is so wide it's actually inside my skull. But that's me personally. Sometimes I'm a little too macabre.
I guess that explains how you're still alive. You're built solid as an oak. Well, we know your vitals are good.
Yes, I get it. It's a treatise on my physical endurance. But how about we leave that one be, and we go to... Next is Charisma. Roasting always better than praising. It's my speciality. Now, we're going to max out Charisma. This is something I don't think I've ever seen in my own playthroughs. I've seen it in YouTube compilations, but I've never gotten to hear this one in my own game.
Good to see them bullets didn't affect your charm. No.
Boring! Boring!
You know your vitals are good, but that don't mean them.
Now for intelligence, this is one I have heard before.
Look at that. Maybe them bullets done your brain some good. Well, we know.
Because I have done playthroughs where I don't do a clinic run, but I do want the maxed int right out of the gate. So I have started with int 10 before. I don't recommend it personally. Just, you have implants available to you. Okay, that one was nice. There is nothing that you couldn't fix by applying haptic feedback to my brain. Although that haptic feedback might not necessarily want to penetrate with lead. Then again, how much worse could it make it?
Vitals are good.
Now for agility.
Most patients don't get out of bed after being shot and then move like they was in perfect control. You're unusual, I'll say that.
Oh yeah, cat-like
Well,
reflexes.
your vitals are good.
Disturbingly agile.
Bullets didn't leave you nut.
No damage done, honestly. Well, let's see about luck. Because I'm pretty sure I remember this one.
With luck like yours, I'm surprised them bullets didn't just turn right around and climb back into the gun.
That's one of the best ones, and it is actually off of a high skill. They had to. It's like, it's a Vegas game. They gotta give you something flavorful for having maximum luck. Okay.
You know your vitals.
Now, let's see here. I like to do 4, 5, 8, 1, 9, 6, 7. So that means I'm a lightweight. I'm a wary trout. Flame retardant. I'm glad they added the ant. Charisma. It's a dead stat in Fallout 3 and New Vegas, so drop it. You're better off just putting in the points for the individual skills rather than investing in the special. I'm a genius! It's the only time I ever get to hear that. Unless I hear evil genius. 4, 5, 8, 1, 9, 6. And of course, for luck, we have to have our luck stat at lucky number 7. 4, 5, 8, 1, 9, 6, 7. It's not min-maxed for a perfect play, I will tell you that much. If you want to play your own New Vegas tune, I suggest you investigate the special to your own liking. Look up the perks you can get, etc. What kind of weapons you want, if they have handling requirements. Because for Strength 4, this start, I'm going to have hard times finding heavy weapons that I can actually use. But heavy weapons aren't actually a class in this game, so fuck them. I seem to be doing awfully well with the lack of charisma, can only go right. I just say mean things, mostly at myself, but sometimes other people, and others mistake them for humor. I don't need charisma, I just need to know how to play people. And I don't even have to play them that hard, they play themselves. So yeah, strength is a little on the low side, charisma dumps. But I'm perceptive, I have high endurance, I am surprisingly intelligent for what I actually can convey, which, high intelligence, low charisma, maybe that is a little too realistic. I have an agility of 6, I did tell you before, I have more flexibility than my former cheerleader sister. And I have lucky 7, not because it's actually giving me enough luck, but because, numerologically speaking, luck, number 7, they correlate. That's me in a nutshell. Now, what stat do you think he's going to pull there? Oh, hey, you were just typing that. Oh, the tongue is quicker than the... Never mind. So, must be some frontal lobe damage, huh?
Huh. Must be some front.
Every time!
Well, we know your vitals are good.
Doesn't matter what any other stats you're using are. If you set your charisma to 1, you will hear frontal lobe damage.
And we go through a couple of questions.
Sure, why not? And this is one of the few times where you're forced to see your character in third person, so you will play out the animation of sitting. Yep.
All right. I'm gonna.
I do have frontal lobe damage. I didn't want to cosplay or roleplay my IRL. Dog, cat.
House.
House. Shelter.
Night.
Dream.
Bandit.
Vaporize.
Light.
Dark.
Mother.
Caretaker.
Okay. Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
It really isn't, but it keeps finding me, so I'm not going to strongly disagree, just basically disagree.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
Generally, yeah, I mean, I need specialists for medical shit, but I can usually get by on my own, satisfactorily.
I'm always fixing to be the center of attention.
I will strongly disagree on here. I will avoid crowds like the plague. I don't even want one person with eyeballs on me. Ignore the fact I'm streaming on Twitch.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
Anti that. Not fully. I do get some habits that I'm stubborn with, but generally, you give me more information, I'll take it.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
Very rarely. I can usually handle most things from a distance. It's more methodical.
Almost done here.
Loner
What do you say
core.
you
I
have a
see
look at
you in
this?
there.
Tell me what you see.
Also, these inkblot tests, by the way, one of them... I can't remember what number it is. One of these has been memed on as being two bears high-fiving for the longest time. They didn't add it into the inkblot tests because you would probably need Wild Wasteland perk first. But they did name an NPC after that very... let's call it prevalent community meme. If you take the Wild Wasteland perk and you go to one of the DLC sections. Anyway, yeah, it's like a broken chain.
Okay. How about this one?
You're too not everything is dicks in the end. Personally, I think it looks like some kind of... a lamppost giving off aura in hype moments. So probably something Gundam flavored. Space Age.
Last one.
It's the last one. Give me two bears high-fiving, damn it! There has to be a mod for that I've just forgotten to install. You know, it's New Vegas. I'm going to say Mushroom Cloud, because, you know, Fallout.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results.
Why did you even
See if it
test
all
me if I
seems
get to
right.
grade myself? Damn it, Doc, what are you doing? Energy weapons, science, and sneak. I might take sneak, but this early on in the game, probably not those. I think I would rather go, let's see. Repair, guns, and... Probably not speech, no. I would want at least one between either lockpick, science, or... Is repair good enough to cover that? You'd want either barter, lockpick, science, or speech. One of those four. So that you have something that's like functionally... You have one for combat, so guns, explosives, energy weapons, melee. You'd want one utility skill, like let's say repair, survival, medicine, etc. And then you'd want... There's the weapon, there's the utility, and then there's the, basically, how would you phrase it? Basically a breaking and entering skill. Stuff like lockpicking, you pick locks, you get into places you're not supposed to. Science, you can hack computers, you get information you're not supposed to, or in some cases, terminals will actually let you unlock doors. Sneaking, this is another way, breaking and entering. Whether you want to put sneak in the same category as science and lockpicking, that's an argument to be made. Speech and barter. Barter, less so. Barter is more so for the merchants. But it and speech, they have some of the similar dialogue checks on a case-by-case basis. I've already tagged what skills I want when I actually load into my main character, so let's just say we're going with science for the moment. Get out of here.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history.
I just made myself a textbook American.
Ain't like
Well, I couldn't
that.
flag
You've
medicine.
got
That's
a family
expensive.
history of getting shot in the head.
This is one of my favorite parts of New Vegas, by the way, at least in terms of character creator, because cosmetically I don't like the character creator, but in terms of actually rolling an RPG character with all your stats, the idea that you could have one, two, or none of these traits, chef's kiss. Because these aren't arguably positive. Like, do you imagine you're going to be in the open overworld for a desert game? Often? Probably. But claustrophobia, if you're actually indoors, underground, you are going to suffer, statistically speaking. Built to destroy. Technically an improvement as long as you're able to upkeep your equipment enough. I know people that will pick Built to Destroy even before they think of getting Raoul, one of the companion characters that gives you a passive deterioration debuff. Or, I guess it's a buff to your weapons, they deteriorate more slowly, so... There's perks, traits that are better off depending on certain times of day. There are weapons that are made faster or more accurate, or slower or less accurate on a perk by perk or trait by trait basis. 4 Eyes. This one's misleading, by the way. While wearing any type of glasses, you have +1 perception. Without glasses, you have -1. This sets your default perception down 1 point. It doesn't read like that, but what it functionally does, it reduces your default perception by 1, and then when you equip glasses, it gives you a +2. It's not just like a passive... People have been complaining about this trait wording ever since 2010. Myself among them. But I don't usually take 4 Eyes because there's better options. Good-natured. Oh, stay on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All this really does is shuffle around your perk points. So, your skill points, not perk points. It gives you +5 to 5 traits. It gives you -5 to 5. You're just moving around 25 skill points. This is a waste of a trait, unless you're trying to be very flavorful. Terrible wording of the explanation, not literal enough. It confused the autistic. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, good-natured is a case of it being a flavorful trait, but it doesn't actually do anything, because you could just reallocate those points manually. If you want more consistent overall damage, but less bonus damage in the case of crits, you got heavy-handed. Hoarder. You might be surprised, I'm not actually taking this one. You gain +25 to overall carrying capacity, but suffer a -1 to all attributes anytime you're carrying less than 160. So, the amount you're carrying, that +25 is effectively nothing. Because you're going to be carrying more than 25 pounds of random crap you don't actually need most of the time. This is a Berserker. If you wanted to play a Skyrim Viking before the Nords actually were playable in their homeland, then yeah, sure. Also, as far as, like, Nords in their homeland, can I just say this? I'm still old enough to remember in Morrowind where they added the expansion, and they were like, your first time in Skyrim, it's the Blood Moon, all that nonsense. And then in Skyrim, when we got that DLC, Dragonborn, it's like, the first time going back to Morrowind. It's like, it's the same landmass! Are you Skyrim or Morrowind? Your marketing. Okay. Kamikaze. You have +10 action points, but your reckless nature causes you to have a -2 damage threshold. Damage threshold is such a big deal in New Vegas, you don't want to give that up. Even if it is only a -2, 10 action points is not worth it. Action points are nerfed compared to Fallout 3. Logan's Loophole. This is one I know is from the DLCs. There's a mix of skills that were added from either the vanilla game or with the DLCs, so I don't have them memorized which ones come from where. But Logan's Loophole is definitely from the DLC because level 30 was the original level cap in the game. When, what was it? I think Honest Hearts was the first DLC, or was it Old Road? Honest Hearts was the first one, I think. Whichever one was the first DLC, every DLC they added to New Vegas increased the level cap by 5, not counting pre-order DLCs. Hydrate? Okay, sure. So, 30 was the original level cap. With all 4 major DLCs added, the level cap is now 50. Yeah. Upgrade? Here's the thing, though. If you take Logan's Loophole, I think it's a very rare scenario where people actually reach the new level cap of 50. Don't forget to breathe. manually breathing. What was once automated, you now have to divert brain power to. Focus. Inhale. Exhale. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Whisper that carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere, and realize you will never stop paying attention to it. At least not for the next 5 minutes. Alright, I'll stop it. But here's the thing with Logan's Loophole. Depending on how you play the game, I know a lot of people that don't even max out their New Vegas character. And it's not like level 30 is a big handicap. The game is entirely playable with that. Don't laugh like that. I know what I did. Why do you think I did it? But yeah, if you're going through New Vegas quickly, then a level cap of 30 is not really a handicap. Also, you do get bonuses. You'll never become addicted. The chems last twice as long. And this extends not just to drugs, by the way. Consumables in general are going to last longer. Like, if you, say, want to use a Stealth Boy, which is a temporary invisibility field, you might think an invisibility cloak is not going to fall under the same category as whiskey. But you can be boozing it up with Harry Potter and never being visible again, especially if you go with Lily, one of the companions. I forget how it stacks, whether it's the ×2 in one order or the other, but she gives you an effective doubling of Stealth Boys as well. So once you get to a certain point in the game, you might just not be seen anymore. It's like, oh yeah, 8 minutes IRL for a Stealth Boy. How long does that last in-game? The way the time dilation goes, probably, how many hours? I couldn't tell you. Long enough. So yeah, if you're planning on a stealth playthrough and you're not going to be a completionist about it, you're just getting through quickly and quietly, Logan's Loophole is solid. Frag grenades and throwing spears. You can throw faster, but you lose range. I don't know about you, but personally, I don't want to throw my grenades closer to me and faster. I don't recommend. Skilled. If you're going to be a completionist about this, you will max out your level eventually. This doesn't stop you from getting to max level. It slows you down. But the prospect of getting an additional 65 skill points, that's basically half of an entire skill. That's too good to turn down. If you're going to challenge yourself, don't pick it. Yeah, if you want to get through things quicker, you're not going to take Skilled and Logan's Loophole simultaneously. You can. You probably shouldn't. But when I'm playing and I'm going to do a full-on character that can do basically whatever I want, I take Skilled. It's plus 65 skill points. I can't say no to that. Small frame is something I will refine into, but it's usually not something I default with. Because it does give you +1 special out of the gate. +1 special point, you have to weigh your odds, because if you're playing and you're at risk of getting crippled, whether you're attacked in close proximity or you're just getting aggroed by everything, getting crippled more easily is a problem. It's even more so if you're picking small frame and you're on hardcore, because the ability to heal your crippled limbs is... you need more specific items to heal crippled limbs on hardcore. You can't just spam stim packs on it like you can on normal. That said, I like small frame. I'm crippled only from the neck up. The small frame is not applying to my skull being small. No. This is, well, everything below the skull. But only narrower, not shorter. Anyway. Trigger discipline. This is like the earlier one with... where is it? Fast shot, the direct inversion. Trading speed for accuracy and vice versa. And this is one of, if not the best traits you can have overall. Wild Wasteland unleashes the most bizarre and silly elements of post-apocalyptic America, not for the faint of heart or the serious of temperament. if you played Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, I have a difficult time saying which of those two games I prefer, because Fallout 2 is so tonally different from Fallout 1. There's been technical refinement, sure, but the atmosphere of the game is much more humorous. It doesn't feel like you're in the same grim post-apocalyptic setting, because Fallout 2, you're actually starting to rebuild from the apocalypse. Hold up, sweaty as fuck, what kind of tag is that? It's for me tryharding. Sweaty, not literal. Figurative sweat. Because all this min-maxing has to go somewhere. But your imagination can also help me, too. Yeah, Wild Wasteland is basically the near-perfect solution to the problem I had going from Fallout 1 to Fallout 2. Disgusting, man. I am Italian. What did you want me to just put in there? Slick? Moisturized? Liquitastic? I don't know. Saturated. Actually, I have a very color desaturated model. I probably couldn't get away with that one. Oh, hell no. But yeah, as I was saying, Wild Wasteland is basically the near-perfect solution to what I had, I had problems with it. Going from Fallout 1 to Fallout 2 is an overall better game, but as far as the setting and the characters go, it doesn't feel like it lives in the same legacy as Fallout 1. So, if you are willing to trade some seriousness for shits and giggles, use Wild Wasteland. Sounds more like a skill issue on my part. Wild Wasteland not only changes things in terms of tone for, like, speech checks, which actually doesn't do that much at all. What you're more likely to see with Wild Wasteland is that it will spawn in NPCs that you would otherwise not interact with. It will change cosmetic elements. Like, there's one instance in Old World Blues where you'll be passing a test cell with a bunch of cyber dogs. If you have the Wild Wasteland perk enabled, it will turn that setting with these 4 dogs in a test subject cell. It will have them surrounding a table playing poker, not Uno. Just dogs playing poker, referencing an old painting. And meanwhile, if you don't have the perk enabled, it's still 4 dogs in a cell. It's just different positions. There are more extreme cases, like, say, the Gauss rifle. There's a section in the, I believe, northwestern corner of the map, for the base game anyway. If you have the perk enabled, you find an alien there, using a one-off energy weapon that you can't get anywhere else. It's like, oh yeah, an alien UFO crash landed, and that's the unique drop you get from it. Meanwhile, if you don't have Wild Wasteland enabled, it's just 3 mercenaries. They do have a unique weapon as well, but it's not alien weaponry. It's nothing extraterrestrial. It's just flavorful. It's nice. It's unique. And personally, I'm more of a... While I like Fallout 2 mechanically compared to 1, I do prefer the tone in Fallout 1. So I'm using Wild Wasteland at the start so I can get an additional Suave Gambler hat. But other than that, I'm probably going to be playing my save here without Wild Wasteland. There's enough people reacting to all of the Wild Wasteland uniquities. I don't think I need to add to it. I could. I might even do that for my pacifist, but for this character, probably not. So, as I said before, I start with Wild Wasteland, pretty much guaranteed. If I'm planning on leaving Goodsprings early on, then I definitely take Wild Wasteland so I can get a free Suave Gambler hat, and you can switch your skills otherwise. But here's one thing that, for a New Vegas clinic run, I have to strongly recommend. Whatever else you do, you pick skilled.
Alright, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
You want to pick skilled to start with, because when you respec your character, there will be a point where, proximity-based, you're leaving Goodsprings, the starting town. It will give you a chance to recreate your character. Whether you want to do something cosmetically with them, whether you want to tag different skills for the bonus 15 points, whether you want to pick new traits. That's the key one. If you want to pick new traits, it will actually stack your original skilled with a new selection of skilled. when you respec on that, for want of better phrasing, ending the tutorial. You could also steal this guy's hat too if you wanted, but we're about to get our own.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have
Gave
this.
us the Pip-Boy off his
They call
own
it the
arm. You will
Pip-Boy.
never see that
I grew
generosity
up in one of them
again.
vaults
Not in
before
Vegas.
the war. We all got one. Ain't much used to be now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know.
It seems like such advanced technology. I can't imagine any NPC willingly giving it away if they had any life left in them.
Don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway.
We could be rude, we could be inquisitive, but personally, I just say thank you.
Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for.
You're gonna
You
get
should
shot
talk to
again.
Sonny's
You're gonna
mom
need
before
help.
you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some
He
of
won't
the other
actually
folks at the
retaliate against you
saloon
if you
might
have
be able to
outrage
help you out
with any of
too.
those comments.
And the metal fella,
It just-
Victor, who
this is
pulled
the
you out of
flavor
your
I like.
grave. Anyway,
I
you
will
ever
do
get
some
hurt
heinous
out
shit,
there, you
but
come
I will
right
try
back.
to be
I'll fix you
charismatic
up.
with a
But
charisma
try
of
not
1.
to get killed anymore.
Now, this is something that, to some people, it's just busy work. When you're early on in the game, you're first establishing your character, this could actually break you without preparation. Stimbacks heal over time instead of just instantly. And they can't be used on broken limbs. Radaway is again over time. Ammunition has weight. Ammunition having weight is what throws most people away from this difficulty. Because there's a lot of games where they just treat ammo as a number. They don't actually make it like an item you have to carry. Having to plan out how many times you're going to shoot something and not just instantly having all of your ammo on hand. This is something Fallout has not revisited since, and I doubt they will. You could tell me about Fallout 76, I don't play it, I didn't like it when I tried it. But then it adds even more, hunger and dehydration. It's only recommended for advanced players. I'm an idiot and I can make it work. So it's more of an inconvenience than a difficulty thing. Let's be honest, if I can make this work, anybody can make this work. And you can turn it off at any time if you want. You start with it on, however. If you want to finish a playthrough on hardcore, you're not going to get the special awardment unless you do it from top to bottom, so we start with it.
I expect you'll be wanting to go outside after being cooped up for so long, but if you have any questions, I'll answer what I can.
True words spoken. Now, this is a case of if you had the speech to start with, then you could get a speech check here. Can I just say this before we go anywhere else? Fallout 3 gave you a percentage chance on passing speech checks. New Vegas took away the percentage chance, and now it's like either you have the skill threshold or you don't. The game set in Vegas took away gambling on your dialogue checks. I understand why Obsidian did it. I just think it's funny. It's my own little conniption. But here's the thing, even though you can tell you're about to fail it, you can also still pick the dialogue check.
Sorry, I'm afraid I'm all out of lollipops.
Do you know how tight a game's writing has to be that it makes you want to pick a dialogue check you know won't work anyway, just for the flavor? Obsidian hasn't had writing this good in 14, 15 years. But yeah, I heard I need help is basically the generic healing. I need medical supplies. That's a merchant option. Do you want flavor on the NPC?
Well, I already told you I came from a vault. After that, I was a traveling doctor. for
Rip, that's a
spell.
long time.
It
There are
seemed
people
like a
who
good
play
idea
Fallout
at
New
the time.
Vegas
Most folks
that
out here
aren't as
uneducated,
old as
so
the gap
people with
between
medical
it
know-how
releasing
are
and
hard to
now.
come by. I
It's
found
an
that I could
M17
help
game,
a
but at
lot
the same
of
point,
people with what I
people don't
knew,
care about
and
age
that was
ratings
all
generally.
right with me. Eventually, I went back and married my childhood sweetheart, and that was the end of my traveling days. Didn't miss it none then. Still don't. Well, ain't we all, right? That was a long time ago. I don't pay it much mind anymore. This here's Good Springs, named after the water we got
Oh,
here.
cute
just down the
story. Now
road to the
shut up. Nobody
southeast.
cares.
Good Springs Source, they call it. It's a quiet town, and that's how we like it. We don't go looking for trouble, though occasionally it sees fit to come looking for us. Well, there's a general store just up the road, run by a fella named Chet.
A
He don't got
cheapskate that you have to
nothing fancy, but he's
convince
got your basics
to not
covered. If
willingly
you're looking to wet
underarm
your
the town
whistle,
under
just
siege.
past Chet's is the Prospector Saloon. The bartender there, Trudy, knows
Trudy's good
everyone
people,
in
though.
town. Other than that,
Sunny
there's
Smiles
not
is
much
best,
to
though.
see. Just people
Second
trying
only to her
scratch out
dog,
a living.
Cheyenne.
Well, there's a general. If you're looking, that'd be Victor. Curious fella.
The
And sort
name's
of
already
odd.
given
And
red
I don't just
flag.
mean 'cause he's a robot.
I assume you mean Chet.
I couldn't tell you much about him.
Because Chet's kind
He's
of a
real
cheat.
friendly. Don't get me wrong. You just get the sense that that ain't the whole picture. Just a feeling. He keeps to himself mostly. You want to know more about him, you'll have to ask him yourself. He has a shack on the southern edge of town.
I know so many people that after Doc takes them to the doorway, they don't actually try to talk to him again. They just realize, oh, hey, I can leave now. And they're like, maybe I'll double back for him eventually.
I didn't see him or the men with him. You might ask around town, though. Could be someone saw which way they was headed. Your best bet would probably be Trudy, the bartender at the saloon up the road. If anyone saw anything, she'd know about it. You take care now.
Hang on. Just... Okay, I had to bring back my Twitch overlay. Ah, now the game's gone. Fuck. Those people made a good decision. He's a yapper. He saved our lives. He's allowed to yap. But now we have an inventory screen. And here's our skills. It shows us that we have 2 of them with a plus symbol. That's because we were auto-equipped with a piece of apparel. And as you can see, it gives you +2 to melee and to speech. So that is reflected here in your skills menu. Then we go to perks. Traits do end up getting filed under perks as well, at least for menuing purposes. And then under general, I know people to this day that started playing New Vegas in 2011, and they didn't actually look to the top right of the screen. Maybe they were on console and they didn't recognize there was a button prompt there. But I've seen PC players too that just don't realize this has a sub-menu. This is where you check your individual stats for behaviors in the overworld. This is where you check your karmic alignment. This is where you would check your reputation with factions if you had any. How do you go over a decade with a game you enjoy and you still don't realize there's a menu there? Nah, nobody gets to save your life without getting hate. Skill issue. Wow. In the case of people not being able to read, unfortunately, it's getting worse. I can't even blame AI on this, just people are not willingly reading the majority of the time. Condition, this shows the health of your individual body parts. Rad, this is radiation. Effects, that'll show you, we also have the readouts from the vault suit there. H2O, food, and sleep. These are only factors when you are on hardcore. So we've spent... Excuse me. We spent enough time running around even here in the tutorial that we've built up 73 thirst. Don't I dare mock AI, it's a great time consumption, drink something. It's not thirst, it's just a little, difficulty. I'm okay, though. You know what we could do, actually? Make it a drinking game. My IRL character drinks when my in-game character drinks. It is a desert, though, so that might not be often. I'll take that one for the road. But yeah, I worked up an appetite, some thirst, and I'm already slightly tired. Like, 0.14% tired, but still. Now, I should have... Do I have enough repair? Hang on. I have enough repair that the SMG we saw earlier, I can pass a skill check on it and immediately have a higher level weapon. Now, granted here, if you're factoring in all of the DLC stuff you get from a Game of the Year edition, we do already get some better stuff. Like a grenade rifle, a Carabinier shotgun, the weathered 10mm. But that 9mm SMG just sitting out there waiting for you to repair it for free? Hard to pass up. Now, do we have enough for the chemistry set? We do. And here's the thing. It's a chemistry set in a doctor's office. You could use it purely for healing stuff, or you could go Walter White and make more creative chemicals. I can't remember how many. Make things blow up? We don't have explosives here. Well, not in the chemistry set, at least. So I can't remember how many stim packs. 5 stim packs. I didn't quick save after that. Okay. Let me just pull back to here. This should be good. Five stim packs versus 1 psycho, 1 buff out, 1 mentats, 1 steady, and 1 rebound. Okay, so either way, you're getting 5 chems out of it. I don't remember my default keyboard binds, damn.
I expect you'll be...
Oh, I'm so close to making this speech check, too. Hang on. Yeah, I'm aware, thank you. I just want to see what it is before I walk away. Charisma +1. That should push my skill just over... Scroll down, damn you.
I expect you'll...
You see? It's not just that you get a percentage chance, or it'll give you a red or a green indicator on the dialogue choice when you can actually make it. It actually changes what you say. And thus, because you pass the skill check, what you say differently gets you different results.
Of course. You've been through a lot. Ain't much, but these'll do you right if the pain flares up.
2 extra stim packs.
You take care now.
And it's not just like it only goes for a couple seconds, but you can see, let's see, status, condition, effects, there we are. You get multiple buffs as long as you know which chemicals you're using, and they apply to your specials, or you can use different substances for different effects. Regenerating AP, weapon spread reduction, this is just helping you focus. Super stim packs, these are from one of the DLC packs, but I don't recommend you use them too soon, because you're going to want to be careful with regenning lives if you're playing on hardcore. These weapon repair kits are very tempting to use early on. Doctor bags, these are what you need to use in place of stim packs if you're on hardcore and your limbs get broken. And this is something that I feel like Fallout New Vegas did better than any other entries, including... I only spent a little bit of time in 76, but I do stand by that assertion that frankly, the different ammo types feel like they were done better in New Vegas. And we don't have weapons with variable ammo types with them just yet, or different types of ammo that can fit into one weapon. But once we get to that, you can customize a whole lot. And keep in mind, this is a level of customization that we're not seeing in recent games, in 2025. And here it is in an RPG from 2010. Obsidian used to be cracked. How the turntables, though, unfortunately. I got to do something with my pacifist character before moving on. Let's see. Actually, one more thing I can do with this character before we do anything else. Do you want to see more notification spam from all the DLC? First, Flashbang. Old World Blues, plus a level cap upgrade. One more. Still one more. One more DLC, 2 more notifications. I almost got hit by a tumbleweed. Goddamn drive-by. Oh, no, I forgot about the Gunrunner's Arsenal. There's still one more after. Well, go on, give it to me. There we are, dead money. So yeah, 9 notifications after you get out of there, if you have the DLC already installed. Also, one thing that's very easy to pass by, you don't want to forget when you're starting a save, hit the Mojave Express drop box. This way, if you can't fast travel with all the items you need to get around the map, you can at least mail them to yourself in different locations. I gotta tell you, I didn't start picking into this until probably Old World Blues. I went for way too long not using this mechanic when I first started playing the game. No, rip. Yeah, that's a lot of notification spam for a fresh save. Where's Victor? He just passed us by, didn't he? You know what? I have saves for this. I don't have to go looking for him. Excuse me.
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle?
Thanks for digging me out of that grave.
Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need.
How'd you happen to find me?
I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked
Fantastic
like
slang for a
bad
graveyard.
eggs, so I laid low. Once they had run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were. So I hauled you off to the dock right quick.
So he's not just a robot cowboy, he's also a Tomb Raider. Oh, I thought it was going to be a hot NPC. Look at that man. Look at that cigarette. He is smoking hot. Anyway, I've never seen a robot like you before. Just ignore the fact of I've played through this game too many times.
I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy.
Will do, but that doesn't quite tell me enough about your roboticisms. How'd you end up here?
I moseyed into town, 10, 15 years ago. Before that,
It's a Wild
can't quite
West
seem
game,
to
and he's the
recall.
first cowboy NPC.
Odd.
You have to love him.
Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place to settle as any.
You know what? That's fair. Good Springs has its perks. Aside from the water, something else was sprung here. You know anything about those guys who attacked me?
Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help you out with that.
Well, I guess we're parting ways, so I'll catch you later.
Happy trails!
Right back at you, Rothot. I have a weird taste in men. Men? Well, if you think I'm easy on men, how about Easy Pete?
Howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you?
Why are you called Easy Pete?
Was a prospector until I decided to settle here to get away from the NCR. Now we're just take it easy and help out with the Brahmin and Bighorners.
So you were trying to avoid being easy, but you just didn't want to lay down and take it, really.
Keep your gun handy if you go poking around some of the abandoned places around here, like the schoolhouse. Critters move in there sometimes.
Fair enough. Now let's see, there are 2 other NPCs we could chat up right now. So let's chat, shall we? Gilf? More of a Gifilf. It depends on whether or not you want to turn grandfather or grandmother into a 2-letter word.
You must be the one Doc Mitchell was patching up. The way I heard it, I didn't think you'd be walking out of that office. I've got plenty of supplies for sale. Even got some weapon mods and special ammo. Well worth the caps if you ask me. If you're hurting for caps, I've also got boxes of surplus ammo in the miscellaneous
It's not bad
section.
enough he's charging you to stay alive. He wants to sell you suboptimal crap. But you know what? Sell me on it. What makes the scrap ammo tolerable?
It's all about quantity over quality. Trouble is, you'll be cleaning and fixing your gun a lot more than usual when you use those kind of bullets.
Okay, so you're telling me about the crap, but what about something that maybe were useful? Yeah, words. Ah. Just the special ammo. Like, why special?
Weapon mods are things like silencers,
Welcome back,
scopes,
false
bigger
alarm?
magazines.
Oh,
Special ammo
okay.
includes things like armor-piercing bullets, which don't hurt the target as
Good to
much,
know.
but let you punch through armor easier. There's also hollow point bullets, which have the opposite effect. You can kill unarmored targets easier, but they don't do shit against armor.
You know what? You're talking enough ammo for me here. Thank you for simplifying it into American.
Take it easy now.
I'm gonna make tracks now, though. There are technically 2 more named NPCs in Goodsprings that are relevant. 3 if you count the guy at the gas station. If we go into the saloon right now, there's going to be a character called Sunny Smiles. The proprietor of the saloon is a woman called Trudy, however. We had someone talk about her earlier. She doesn't actually spawn in until you get at least partially through Sunny Smiles' quest. So, we would have to talk to Sunny Smiles and then double back for Trudy. So she can spawn while we're not inside the saloon. And the last person in town is in that gas station up there. But, again, at the same point where we can access Trudy, we can then find a way to enter the gas station to talk to them. Sounds like a sweetheart? Well, we can see just how sunny that smile is right now.
Cheyenne, stay.
I didn't get a good look at your
Don't worry.
dog. Were
She
its
won't bite
eyeballs
unless I tell
outside
her
of its
to.
head?
I hunt geckos mostly. The meat's pretty good, and I can always find a buyer for the hides.
Oh yeah,
I
by the
also
way,
help
the
keep the town
geckos
clear
in
of
New
rats,
Vegas are
scorpions, and
at
coyotes.
minimum the size of a
Not many people
Charmander.
live in good
They're not
Springs, so
IRL
wildlife
geckos,
is
not
always
anymore.
creeping in. Sure can. Take the road southeast out of town till it hits the freeway. Prim is the town with the roller coaster straight south. Can't miss it. NCR patrols do a good job of keeping the highway clear, but I'd keep your gun where you can reach it easily. You never know who you'll run into.
There
Off the
is
road, you'll
also
probably
Prim
start running into
Pass,
hostile
but
wildlife.
I'll show you
My
that
advice
one
would be
soon
to stick
enough.
to the highway when you can. Not in Good Springs, no. But if you're up for a little scavenging, there's always the schoolhouse. Most of what's in there is junk, but there's this old safe that even Easy Pete
Easy
wasn't able to
Pete
crack
doesn't have it
without
hard
him.
enough. You
You
want
wanna
me to
take a shot
slip
at
it
it?
out
Take
right
these.
under his nose?
If the lock's too much for you to handle, reading through the magazine might give you
I'm
the
not a
edge you
big
need.
fan on the implementation of the temporary buffs in this game, like magazines. Because, like, oh yeah, you're reading for a refresher and you get plus 15 skill points or whatever.
You'll need those
There's
to
also
pick the
books
lock.
that you could read for a
Be
permanent
careful,
buff,
though.
but
Put too much pressure on them, and they'll snap.
functionally they make sense. It's just
Always happy to help someone down on their luck.
my vibe. It doesn't check there.
Sure. What do you want to know? Around here, mostly coyotes and geckos. The coyotes are pretty dangerous.
I
in
feel
large
like your
packs,
average
but
gecko is bigger
otherwise
than the
they're nothing to really
coyotes at
worry
this
about.
stage.
The geckos aren't too tough, but they've got a nasty bite. I've heard about bigger, nastier versions out in the wasteland, but I've never seen them. Stick to the roads when you can, and steer clear of the hills north of Good Springs. The critters up there are big and poisonous.
I still remember old YouTube videos of the one giant fire-breathing gecko called Gojira. I don't know if it was ever practically implemented, but I've seen enough YouTube videos of people just spawning it with the console. Alright, so Good Springs seems okay, but how about something great nearby? What are the towns around here?
Southeast of here is Prim. Can't miss it. Since it has the giant old roller coaster right in the middle of town. The NCR's got an outpost there. If you follow the road north, you'll eventually hit Sloan and Quarry Junction. They mine rocks or something, but I heard they got troubles lately. I wouldn't head that direction if I were you, though. Got critters up there that don't take kindly to getting shot.
I don't think there's many creatures that do enjoy it, but... well, as long as we're talking about shooting up, then tell me what kind of drug is the damn two-headed bear on?
The new California Republic. Bunch of settlers and soldiers coming in from the west.
For the record, asking this question here and now, this is like saying, oh, the USA, what does that stand for? While you live in America.
Not that I got a choice.
Even if you're not in the United States of America, if you're in one of the Americas, you have to know what that is. You are geopolitically obligated to know who has the biggest boot and why they're stepping down on you.
Well, the wildlife for one thing. Rowdy locals for another. They're protecting their own. Just happens to help us. They've been holding off this other group from the east, too.
Okay, so those football LARPers, you got any info on them?
Got a funny name. Call themselves Caesar's Legion. Never seen them in these parts, so I couldn't tell you much. I hear rumors, that's about it. Supposedly they keep slaves and they got some real nasty ways of killing folks. But maybe that's just something folks in the NCR cooked up to make themselves seem more useful here. Less uninvited.
Yeah, if anybody was going to try and reappropriate Jesus' cause of death, you know they're going to go holier than that with a hole through each of your hands. Crucifixion! You know, in the post-apocalypse. Nothing says 23rd century radiation quite like getting nailed to 2 2x4s.
If you want to know anything else, just ask.
Alright, Doc said you could help me stay alive for a bit, against my own skills or lack thereof. What kind of training do you offer?
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
Alright. Wait, Cheyenne, I didn't get a good look at you. This NPC doesn't have a name, by the way. Dog. Your eyes are still in your head. Good. You think I'm joking about that being a crucial problem for me. Shit will happen in this game.
See the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit a couple of them.
Alrighty. Oh, it's our... yeah. Who let that big horner out of its pen? Meet her outside? Yeah, you know, out back. Nothing ominous. Just, you know, follow her into an alley with a gun.
That's the right idea. Look down the sight.
Also, can I say that this shouldn't be a big deal, but it is, after Fallout 3? Fallout 3 had you doing the, like, boomer shooter way of laying down sights, air quotes. You just zoomed in. New Vegas had proper iron sights.
Try crouching down and staying still. It'll help your aim.
I already am crouching and aiming.
Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles. Tell you what.
So romantic.
Go
listen, if she wants me to whip out my gun, who am I to not shoot a few loads? Never mind.
Why don't you come along?
You know what? That's enough, I think.
Suit yourself. Hope this helped you some. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy,
now that she's mentioned Trudy, she will have spawned in.
Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers.
Could I stand up before we have this conversation, please?
Poke your head in and say hi.
I'm going to run in ahead of you.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon,
I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not gonna buy something, get out.
What do you want?
This is one last NPC that I generally don't acknowledge because I don't like doing Powder Ganger playthroughs. But you can talk to him, you can catch him even before he leaves the bar initially.
He's some traitor who decided he'd rather shoot than pay the toll for being in our territory. He's hiding somewhere in town. Would serve these idiots right if me and my guys shot the place up after we got payback on Ringo. It is now. Me and the rest of the guys busted out of the NCR prison east of here and took over. Now we're calling the shots.
Unsurprisingly, getting prisoners to labor away the remains of their sentence by giving them dynamite did not work out for the NCR. It's a stunning revelation, I know, but maybe putting government in charge of all those people and weapons simultaneously might have led to some oversights. Just a smidgen, possibly.
None of your damn business. You ought to know better than to ask a man that kind of question.
Well, I want to know whether you're worth my damn time.
Robbed some people, burned some things, killed a few guys.
Rookie shit. Gotcha. I'm not going to offer to help him take over the town. But maybe you could give me a status update on the rest of the map.
Same old shit that's been going on for years. The NCR and Legion are still fighting over...
Gandalf, hello to you! We're just getting contemporary status updates from this recent ex-con.
Never been there since the NCR's got troops all over it. Must be pretty important. I've run with some tough gangs, but I gotta admit, they all got nothing on the Legion. I hear they stick you up on poles and it takes a while.
I think somebody's just knocking on the door.
I ain't
Hang on a
saying
moment.
I'm afraid of them or nothing. But I'll be staying out of their way.
I apologize. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. My apologies for that. Somebody wanted to sell me Windows. Not the operating system I use damn near every day. Just Windows. I don't own the building! Alright, gotta go, baby girl. See you in a bit, maybe. Hopefully you come back soon. Thank you for hanging as long as you did, more. Hopefully it's not Kaiser at the door. I'd be more worried about Linnaeus than I would Kaiser. Hola? Windows XP? What year was New Vegas again? 2010? It might be Windows XP, or XP Vista 7. I can't remember what my original OS for this game was. But yeah, I might have let the mask slip a little in my pronunciation.
New California
Whoops.
Republic. Nothing new about it. Just a bunch of people with money and power pushing everyone else around. They've got troops all over the Mojave.
You remember DOS? The last time I got to use a DOS box, actually, I want to say it was like 2015, 2016? I might have the year wrong. But it was for a PS4 game. It had an augmented reality thing going on. Infamous Second Son. I believe the AR was Paper Trail. And part of the AR had you actually typing prompts through a DOSBox emulator.
Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you.
I don't think I could dust off that same level of nostalgia or just plain knowledge again.
Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this traitor, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him.
Considering when the game came out, actually, I'm thinking about it. Probably Windows 7 because of Windows Live for games. That sounds about right to me. So I'm probably going to leave Ringo alone.
He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill.
Like, we're not doing this, like, top to bottom, full playthrough. I'm just going through to explore the NPCs a bit, and then we're going to do the clinic run.
Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him. Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California to work on the rail lines. Problem is,
You're sure
it turns out
Gandalf,
that giving
Willett,
convicts a bunch
alive,
of
and
dynamite and
Raft are
blasting
addicted to
powder
House Flipper?
isn't the
How
best
dare
idea.
you!
Was a big escape not too long ago.
There is an entire
Some of 'em
separate
stuck
story
together
arc
so they could
happening
make
over
trouble.
there.
That's what we're dealing with now. You mean murder him? That's not our way, even if Cobb is scum. He can bluster and threaten all he wants.
You know what? If we're not talking about blowing up those chain gangs of explosive-wielding maniacs, then maybe we should deal with something else first.
All right.
Like anything else, actually.
There's always something interesting going on. But the biggest news has to be the come and dust up between the NCR and the Legion over the dam. I'm pretty sure the NCR wants to hold on to the dam because it's one of the few places around that can make electricity. The Legion are a bunch of
It
savages,
has to be
though.
operating at a
No
crippled
idea why they
capacity,
want the
considering
dam.
how many
Probably
centuries
plan
it's
on
been without
destroying it or
maintenance.
something. Slavers, killers, and all other kinds of trouble. They dress up like Roman soldiers, so there's no mistake.
Yeah, Roman soldiers, but I didn't make that
The
football
rumor is
player
that the
comparison
Legion is
earlier
far
for
larger
nothing.
than the
They are
NCR lets
repurposing
on.
whatever
And
they
that
can
it's been due to
salvage, and
luck
the
that
closest
Legion
stuff they
hasn't
can get
overrun the
to
territory.
traditional Roman armor is sporting apparel. So when we start seeing guys that look like linebackers, they might be ready to crucify us. I'm degenerate enough, I probably deserved it.
The new California Republic's got the
You have
most
the game
power
too,
in
just don't come to
Nevada.
play it. I'm not sure if
Money,
you're talking
troops, you
Raft
name it.
or House Flipper.
They do what they can to keep
I've-
things safe in the region.
House
But
Flipper's
if you
got
ask
some
me,
temptation
they're trying
for
to
me.
do
I
too
never
much.
tried it though.
They're spread too
Raft
thin.
though, I don't see the appeal.
Mostly traders looking to buy bighorn or meat and hides. The traders are the main reason the general store manages to
You
stay in
hope the curse
business.
befalls him.
Most travelers heading
Storming.
south on the I-15 just push on towards Prim, unless they're in desperate need of supplies.
Also, that's something I love about this game that Bethesda has seemingly dropped ever since Morrowind. The idea that they're going to give you directions based on the roads, the routes of the world, not just compass markers. Yes, they're going to still give you a quest tracker in this game, but New Vegas, it feels like a healthy-ish medium between Morrowind and Oblivion. And Oblivion, by the way, Oblivion in terms of overworld navigation, steroidal. Oblivion will let you fast travel to places you've never been to yet. And I'm not talking like, oh yeah, if you get onto a carriage like in Skyrim, or if you get onto a Netch like in Morrowind, then you can ride them from the overworld and reach a new location. No, I'm talking Oblivion would just let you fast travel to/from anywhere as long as you could reach the overworld map. Bethesda and Obsidian of yore, very different directions. You'll add it to the list of curses you have. It's a worthy trait. Loki wants you to tell him that he closed Repo to play more House Flipper. That tempting, huh?
I know that thing as much as anyone else around here.
Yeah, being the middle
It mostly
man.
keeps to itself,
Alrighty.
which is just fine by me.
Well, at least you're sandwiched into a good conversation, theoretically.
Other than rolling around once in a while, it doesn't do anything useful as far as I can tell.
Saved my
I don't know
life.
why
I'll
I
have to
took an
be
interest
grateful
in
to
you,
him.
but
He also
I'd
has a
be careful.
cowboy hat.
It's
And
never
he's a
helped
robot.
anyone before. It acts friendly enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy act. I find it all very creepy. It was here when I took over the
Live with
saloon
that, I'll
7 years
survive.
ago.
You thought
Some
Loki
people have
had
said
2
its owner
monitors because
lived
he
here,
could a
but
game when you
no one
stream?
knows who it was.
Depends on how much your CPU can handle under load.
Fine by me.
I saw a video from Just Strife Hayes where he had not just 16 MMOs simultaneously on one computer across 4 displays, but in all of them simultaneously he was fishing. And they don't have like the same timing on the minigame, so it was a very particular row of dominoes he had to stack.
Not much, other than there were a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to
Well,
pay
yes,
up, though.
but House Flipper's important.
Of course, one of the great
You
cons
gotta have
did knock my
priorities.
radio to the floor by accident, and it hasn't been working since. They were having some kind of argument about it.
Also,
but the
yes,
guy
I
in
did
the
just
checkered
pass up an
coat kept
opportunity to be
shushing 'em.
rude.
Sounded like they came
Trudy's
in from
good
the north
people.
through Quarry Junction.
I'll be nice to her.
If that's the case, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to go back. That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could be for all I know.
Well, it's covered in death claws. They do basically piss acid.
I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the strip. Fellow wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Take Highway 93 up. Sure, the outside looks okay, but I think something broke on the inside. There'd be caps in it for you. I do like to hear what's going on in the world, and that Mr. New Vegas seems like such a gentleman.
You're parasocial for a goddamn radio jockey? Okay, you know, I'll deal with that first.
Be careful out there.
Let me get you back your voice tuber. Hang on. It's such a low skill check, too. You can do that right out of the gate.
Feeling thirsty? I can take care of that. Yeah, I heard it turn right back on after you got done tinkering with it. Here's some caps for the work.
And yes, even on this character, fresh out of the gate, I do have enough barter. I could extort more payment for my processes.
Not at all. I'm never sure how much is normally charged for this sort of thing. Here's some additional caps. That should be enough. Now, how about spending some of those caps in the saloon?
No, I'm going to take your money with me.
Be careful out there.
So yeah, if you want to pursue any alternative routes with the start of this game, Joe Cobb is not far out. I'm telling you, he is within the city limits. He is right here.
Hello.
Very intimidating ex-con greeting. He is right goddamn there. Whatever. So yeah, where we need to get is approximately... Oh, goddamn, why am I popular today? Excuse me, I'll be right back. Every time. Every time. My doctors are arguing over who gets the priority slot with me. Why do you want me? I don't want you. Just keep me alive, damn it. I need a sign that says no admittance except on party business. Even then, a raiding party, it's like, oh yeah, sure, drag me in as the medic. Who am I getting harassed by? Doctors. It is 4 o'clock on a Wednesday. Nobody should be this active right now. But here we are. So, where we want to go is from Goodsprings to the clinic, which would seemingly just be a straight shot northeast of here. But as we just discussed, the I-95, which would be the traditional route to get there, that goes through Deathclaw territory. And even if we avoid the Deathclaws, if we go slightly north by northwest, Cazadors. I am of a particular persuasion. I believe Cazadors are more annoying than Deathclaws. Maybe that's just because you have to fight Cazadors earlier than the goddamn Deathclaws. Oh no, doctors wanting to treat their patient. How awfully annoying. You would do whatever gets me killed the most. Well, I mean, theoretically, if you want to go through Quarry Junction, theoretically, you could just run past all the Deathclaws. But that's a big theoretically. And yeah, juggling those doctor's appointments. I've got one that I gotta go to a different... I'll spare you details. It's just, I might have 3 different things going on next week. You want to hug the Deathclaws? No, don't set a marker. You might get your chance very shortly. So what we're going to do is actually, we are going to go southeasterly. We're going to go to Gene's Skydiving, and then we're going to head straight east into slightly southeastern. We're taking Prim Pass. Ordinarily, there's never a good reason to use Prim Pass. But I know there's a guaranteed energy weapon spawn there. There's a chance of it being a recharger rifle. So I want to cut across Prim Pass, and then we can start heading north. We just have to dodge some of the features to avoid getting XP from discovering locations. And from there, from Prim Pass, we're just going to keep going north, and eventually we will hit the New Vegas Medical Clinic. So all that said, let me just hop in around here. Shall we swim? There we go. I think I have the wrong console command in mind, because I should be able to pull up my character editor, but... You know what? There's a simpler way to do this. Oh, no. I have the console command opened. Okay. So you can get a good look from the back for the moment, and yes, you can zoom in and out to change your third-person depth for the camera. You'll get a good look at the face once we're a bit closer to it. So as we're leaving town, we're going to encounter our first bit of the Wild Wasteland perk. And I'm not going to be running Wild Wasteland for long on this character, so don't get used to it. And yes, because this is a 2010 Bethesda/Obsidian RPG, this is your maximum run speed. This is your walk speed. So I am going along as quickly as possible. This, it might not be immediately familiar to you because of how much time has passed, but you find a skeleton in a refrigerator with a certain brown fedora in a heavily irradiated desert. Welcome to Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I will take that hat, though. So yeah, it's not just Wild Wasteland is sillier, it's also more packed with references, so... You hated that movie. Better or worse than, what's it called? Not The Great Circle. The last movie. Waller-Bridge something was it? Why am I blanking on the name? The time travel one. God damn it. If I'm going Indiana Jones movies, just the top 3. The first 3. The rest of them don't exist. Now this is where you can not just edit your name, you can rebuild your character entirely. This is the likeness I went with originally. This is not my usual Fallout New Vegas character design. There are only 3 movies to you. There we go. I wish I could say the same about Terminator. So yeah, this is my ugly mug for New Vegas. I'm not keeping the hair forever, by the way. There are barber options. I can even just show barber menu. But for now, this seems satisfactory. I don't think you have the cosmetic options to make the character creator look good. Skill-wise, it's an excellent character creator. But aesthetically, eh. Also, you may have noticed, everything is set to 1 right now. It doesn't particularly save your customizations in a transparent way. You have to dig in like 3 menus deep to see what you've done differently. I'm not crazy about this character. 6 Star Wars, 2 Terminators, and 2 Aliens. I'm not even sure if I go as high as 6 Star Wars. Let's see. 4, 5, 8, 1, 9, 6, 7. There we go. And once I take small frame, that agility is also going to be 7. These are the skills I have tagged by default: guns, lockpicking, and repair. There's an argument to be made for barter, speech, and the like. For hardcore, I could also go survival. And considering I'm doing the clinic run through Prim Pass, there's also a strong argument to be made I should consider sneak. But I won't. The prequels were bad, but at least they were in-universe. I think I gotta cut out a huge chunk of Attack of the Clones. I know other people that would want more Phantom Menace removed, but here's the thing. Revenge of the Sith is in my top 3 Star Wars movies. I don't have to make excuses for it. It has problems, but I can go back to that one sooner than certain parts of the original trilogy. But if we're talking Attack of the Clones versus Phantom Menace is dumb. Attack of the Clones is boring. They obviously have parts of each movie where they're not, but I'm talking like overwhelming majority. Like when Obi-Wan Kenobi has to go to a space diner to talk to Jetster Dexter, and he ends up finding about the Kaminoans, who are known cloners, but for some reason the Kaminoans were hidden off the Galactic Standard maps, even though they are integrated with the galactic economy, courtesy of... Meanwhile, Phantom Menace. It's like the Queen is not a known quantity. She has to hide behind one of her handmaidens, the multiple likenesses, and you still have the Queen of a planet with a senatorial involvement, but there's also some degree of electoral processes behind the designation of a queen, so somebody elected a child, and they still gave the child a body double that was able to trick the Jedi that were serving as peacekeepers of the Galactic Republic. Phantom Menace is dumb. I love Darth Maul, but there's so many parts of the movie that are dumb. Qui-Gon Jinn was one of the best Jedi ever on film. And he got chumped, by the way. The way Qui-Gon Jinn got killed, I've counted at least 4 characters that got the same stabbing in Disney Star Wars, and they just came back. How the fuck did something that can't kill these goddamn waifs of modern Disney wars, it managed to kill Liam Neeson? How? I call hacks. I call shenanigans. That said, though, there's parts of Attack of the Clones, there's parts of Phantom Menace I still enjoy. I don't know which one I cut down more, but I guess you would round it up to like 5 Star Wars movies I like. Maybe 5.5. Disney Wars, on the other hand. The Force Awakens gave me hope. I didn't think it was good on its own, but I figured this means they can probably make a good movie. And then we got Rogue One. Rogue One I do enjoy, generally speaking, but Rogue One, I feel like the high point of that movie was added in the reshoots with that Darth Vader hallway scene. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you I think that Darth Vader sequence would have been the perfect note to end the movie on instead of that Carrie Fisher deepfake. Like, why did they bring us? Hope. Fuck that noise. If they ended on Vader standing at the edge of that runway, watching the Resistance fly away, that little rebel ship taking the plans, and you just hear the Imperial March blaring as he's got his lightsaber out, blustering in space, don't ask where the air came from, that would have been such a strong ending. But nope. No. You had to end that solid 90 seconds of actual perfection. The best Star Wars Disney has made yet. Like, fuck the Death Star plans. That Darth Vader sequence gave me hope for Disney Wars. And then it was downhill from there. Last Jedi, Solo, Rise of Skywalker, you name it. Andor and Visions cannot make up for everything else. Mandalorian Season 1 cannot carry the entire damn franchise. They did not need Tarkin or Leia deepfakes as the actors look great without the CGI. Like, what's his name? Sebastian Stan? The Winter Soldier guy from Marvel. You just need to put a wig on him and he could be Luke Skywalker circa Return of the Jedi. But no, at the end of Mandalorian Season 2, we gotta have the deepfakes. And meanwhile, we get better deepfakes off of YouTube within 48 hours of the Mandalorian 2 season finale. I can't tell if Disney is trying and failing, or they just aren't trying. I sincerely hope it's actually not trying, because if this is the best they can do, I'm embarrassed for them. Anyway, these are the 3 skills I have tagged for my all-rounder on main. You can make your arguments, but this is what I chose. And for traits, I'm passing on Wild Wasteland. I got that free hat. I'm going with Skilled and Small Frame, which, finish, travel onward, get a little bit of XP. As you will see here going into skills, Skilled has been reapplied. So not only did I get plus 65 skill points from the initial choice of the skill trait, now it's up to a plus 130. These are my starting skills. I've only had 1 XP gain out of Goodsprings thus far on this character. I cannot overstate to you what an extra 130 skill points early on looks like. Aside from just being fucking phenomenal. They're just throwing money at it with no plan or ideas. I think they have to have some ideas now because they've thrown too much money at it. They had a luxury hotel, and it's already closing up shop. But yeah, just in case I was too subtle about it with the previews in the character creator, like, this is another thing. Because of how they tried to put the character creator inside the menus, you can't actually get a good preview of your color scheme. And also your proportions, your light reactivity, just... It's not a good character creator if we're talking, like, the physical character being created. Stat-wise, perk-wise, all that jazz, New Vegas has an excellent creator, but generally speaking, I would not want to cosmetically make more characters. So I have 1 male and 1 female. I replay them from the beginning, and I customize as needed. Obsidian does a lot of things good, but trying to finagle a Fallout 3 character creator did not work out in their favor. Wait a minute. I cannot tell you how many times I had to reset first approaching the goddamn skydiving to make sure I got decent apparel. And not only did I get the apparel I wanted this time, but I got more ammo. Just more stuff, period. Well, you know what? We're back to lining up approximately with where we were. So this is the version of the character that I had initially set up. You can see I'm using the Suave Gambler hat. I would like glasses to go with this, but I haven't looted any yet. Can never have too much ammo. Truer words. Even on hardcore where ammo is weighted, there's no such thing as too much. I can always do more DACA, just like Cowbell. So we're going to try and dodge the bloat flies. You can see over on our left, we're approaching the train tracks. And for the moment, we're going to have a relatively straight shot on the way to the clinic path that I like, personally. These powder gangers are non-hostile. We haven't agitated Joe Cobb yet. We haven't started the Ghost Town gunfight. Yeah, words. The boxcar's about to spawn in front of us, as you can see. You do not want to go directly into it because then you might get XP for discovering the location. So you want to go slightly southward. You're going to go around the location. You want to minimize your XP gains as much as humanly possible while you're doing a clinic run. And we're going to hang a little bit south, just a bit longer, because across the train tracks right now, there's going to be bighorners, some of which have gone feral, so avoiding potential hostilities. If you go too far south, however, you could cross back into the bloatflies. And this right here is where we are going to make our switch up into Prim Pass. This little canyon that you can see directly ahead of us, that is going to take us to a waypoint. That's one of the few that we pretty much have to discover. We could dodge around it, but it helps me remember where I am, honestly. That's the only good reason. My own forgetfulness getting in the way. So we are going to go to Prim Pass. And now we are crouched. We are not necessarily going slow enough, though, but here's the thing. As long as we stay in relative cover, that red blip on the map is going to be a minor inconvenience for us. We just have to be ready to turn tail. We did not get the spawns we wanted here, but also I already have a save with a recharger rifle. Gandalf, you said you wanted to hug a Deathclaw, right? It hugs back. Right. Cuddle time. Oh yeah, it's cuddling my intestines all over the place. Right, so get rid of that. Get rid of that. This is a save where I already soft reset to make sure I get a recharger rifle. This might take us a moment. It might be more than just one moment, however. There we go. Now we need to wait to get some distance on that Deathclaw, so we can try to run past. I thought I had terrain here, but... just in case you were wondering why we were able to navigate around this thing as much as we were, keep in mind, we are basically on nothing health right now. The second we unpause bats, we die. It's blind. The thing is, though, we are relatively low agility. We didn't take any sneak investment, and even if for a blind Deathclaw, we're going to have to either get lucky navigating around it, or we're going to have to take some time and ammo to cripple its legs. That is the way we want to go, but unfortunately we took a critical hit, so I'm going to say reload. And from there, we had enough distance, we were able to clear the Deathclaw. If we don't get lucky, however, it could still manage to clip around that bit of terrain, so we want to make tracks in a hurry. And we are still able to avoid these discoverable waypoints, so I would say we're making good progress at this stage. We're going to keep going east until we can start heading north. We are going to pass Novak on the way, which will lead to something that might not seem intuitive at first, but we should be able to encounter Victor, even though we theoretically left him back in Goodsprings. Just want to get rid of that VATS notification. I don't want to deal with that right now. So that Deathclaw, it might still be angry, but it's not able to pursue us any further. Here we have an NCR radio relay. Also, from my experience, this is generally where I encounter Malcolm Holmes. I didn't pick up any star bottle caps, however, so no risk of that. I'm just trying to make sure I have enough distance that I don't flag the location as discovered. Because, again, worried about XP. If I can talk to Victor without setting off the Novak discovered flag, I will. Oh, I'm in range of Black Mountain now. Good. I need to do Black Mountain earlier in the playthrough than I'm used to. I have not had Raoul as a companion in years. Like, literal years, actually. I love New Vegas, too. I love most of the companions. For better or worse. And there we are. The walking television's right over there, and I hit the Novak Discover Point, so I gotta find another way around. I'm not even sure if it'll let me, but I'm gonna try. I think the radius on it might just be too wide. I might not be able to do it. I do have some margin for error with the number of locations I can discover on the way to the clinic. But I'd prefer to not use that margin if I can avoid it. I don't think there's any way I can make it into Victor's discussion without actually, you know, entering Novak, so...
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit if it ain't my old friend from Goodsprings.
You know, if I'm going to discover it anyway, I'm just going to take a straight shot.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit if it ain't my old friend from Goodsprings.
We were talking about whether or not you were hot earlier, courtesy of that cigarette, but frankly, I am not lubricating your cheeks. What are you doing here?
Don't rightly know. I just got the notion to make my way to New Vegas. Reckon I'll find out when I get there.
Quite the coinkydink, isn't it?
Seeing how this is the only road around, I'd be a sight more surprised if we didn't run into each other from time to time. Likewise, friend, likewise. Is there anything old Vic can do you for?
Well, I could use a bed and some supplies. Or, actually...
That's a mighty fine offer, but I'm gonna need to conserve my strength if I'm gonna make it all the way to New Vegas. I'm sure you do just fine without old Vic slowing you down. Well, this ain't New Vegas, but I reckon you can find what you need here. Try the office out.
Just because it's grayed out doesn't mean you've exhausted all the options.
Likewise,
you can always dig
friend,
back in.
No, don't believe I did. But you might ask around. The Novak folk usually see anyone traveling this way.
Are we going to be rude to him?
I'll let that slide, seeing as how you got a mind full of vengeance for that no-good polecat and all.
That's fair. Happy trails.
Be seeing you.
Actually, that reminds me while I'm thinking about it. Let's go to save number 3.
I expect you'll...
Okay, so... Now I'm going to hop back in here. I'm not planning on fast traveling around that much, but I want to check something. I just don't know which dialogue Doc loses once you're already out the door for the first time. And yes, for the uninitiated, you do still have to deal with the loss of meter for H2O and food and sleep as you fast travel, because time is passing. Doc? Oh, there you are.
Welcome back.
Okay, so yeah, the only thing I'm losing by not talking to Doc as soon as I get out of here is that initial flavor of him acknowledging I've been cooped up a while, and the skill check for the lollipop, whatever. The extra 2 stim packs. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't losing dialogue prompts on initially revealing his story to, you know, he came from a vault, he was traveling, he went back to his sweetheart, that jazz. That sounds like something crashed. Damn it! Ah, still New Vegas. Fuck. You know what would be a great way to... you know what would be a great way to run this RPG? The second you load a save, it crashes. Ah! Okay, let me think for a moment. Should probably head mostly north from here. Maybe a bit northwesterly. I'm not going to go to the junkyard. I'll pass near it, though. And Repcon. Merchant?
Howdy.
Oh, just a regular prospector. Alright. Actually. Nothing says I can't pickpocket him for some pocket change while I'm bracing to gamble for implants at Vegas. Provided he doesn't turn around. Some 9mm, some bottle caps.
Thief! That doesn't belong. You can't.
You could say this is an inauthentic RPG experience, but oh, I get the potato maybe.
That doesn't.
I gotta be quicker on the draw. There's a potato on the line.
That does.
My Irish ancestors require it. Ah. You know, I don't need a potato. I would like it. Don't need it.
You can't. That doesn't. You can't. Thief! Thief!
This is why you need to invest in Sneak.
That does. Thief! You can't. Thief! Thief!
There we go. That's what I like to see. I'm not planning on doing any ammo reloading, so you know what? You can keep your empty casings. There's an old lady with a nice dog whose brain we can scoop out later, as the situation requires. For what reason would we need dog brains? Simple. Robo-dogs. We're not robo-odifying her dog, however. Just we're taking the brain. I can't imagine how that would confuse anybody. Just making sure I didn't aggro a scorpion or something. Ah, Jackal. I forgot. Yep. Right by that gas station, of course. So we're going to be given a bit of a wider berth heading east. We're not going straight to that telecommunications pole, but closer towards it. We could still get Cazadors or some minor spawns around here. Safer than the bandits. Yeah, the Satan bugs. Shoulda known. I gotta go further east. Fucking Cazadors. Why? Why? I'm sorry, I will be right back. Okay, that was a call I'm happy to take. I'm not happy with the interruption, but it was my mom, so I can't be frustrated with that. Now let's see, where did I leave off? Right, Cazadors. Ah. That should give me just enough width around them to not engage combat, hopefully. Damn it! Why do I talk? Why do I open my mouth? It is purely a machination of tempting fate. I think we're okay, actually. Like, they're still pissed off, but they can't find their way to me. This is Boulder City? I'm not close enough to the waypoint, but I think it is. Oh yeah, there's the sandbags. Yep.
We've got a situation with some... Destroy...
So for us, I think we're just going to keep heading north by northwest. And I've had Victor running across this area before. Not always, but sometimes. Near the train tracks. Is that him? Hang on. Bird! Birds give you a pitiful amount of XP, but you can shoot them. I don't recommend it, personally. So we need to be heading much more westerly than just pure north from here. There's going to be another train yard not far off, if memory serves. We just gotta make sure we... Mongrels. I should just focus on getting where I need to go, really. You know, no, there's too many waypoints to dodge if I go close to the lake. As long as I can dodge the wild dogs, this way is fine. You could even see him off on the right before I ducked behind the train. Is that the rest stop with Veronica over to the west? I might be getting my locations mixed up a little. No, I don't think so. This is where they're going to talk to me about Cottonwood, I think. Michelle, hang on, dude. There, it is Veronica. I slightly remembered. If only I could do that on purpose. The last time I did a save with a clinic run, I did actually double back the same way I came and picked up Veronica. It's nice to have a melee ally so I can focus on keeping some distance between me and everything else on very hardcore. Back on track. Oh, here are the boxcars. I should be able to find Victor here, near enough. There's the camp. There's the building. Yeah. Should be nearby. So I need to go mostly north from here with a little bit of west. Okay. I already dropped a save. Maybe I look for Victor for a moment. Because he should be near here. Again, unless I'm getting my locations mixed up. Maybe further down the tracks? Because Victor still has one more overworld availability before you necessarily reach him in Vegas. Nope, I'm lost. We don't want to head straight for the Lucky 38. We don't want to go for the tower immediately. We do need to go slightly around it. None of these big horners are hostile immediately, right? Okay. Those ones, on the other hand, those are the problem children. Ah, delicious. We can always walk on top of the pipes. At least until they start bucking back down. And we have some NCR troops we could... mild pickpocketing? We'll see how they angle out.
Thief! Thief! Thief!
I'm going to do this in multiple attempts just because there's so much to theoretically get. I do not have the sneak to be pulling this, but I'm gonna keep trying. I hope you've got enough 5.56 in the chamber for that, because I'm about to take your clip. I don't even have a 5.56 right now. I want to steal it. I already got the tags, the knives, and a $100 bill, so this is just gravy. This is a bonus. Thank you for your service. Sorry, that might have been a little too deep if I was pickpocketing that. Ooh. More victims? How many? 3 of you, huh? I can only probably get the one in the back. I'd rather the 20s than the knife. Maybe a dog tag. Maybe.
You can't just take... That doesn't... That does... You can't...
We're not going to cross that bridge because that's probably going to set off a waypoint. That should be good then. Yep, there's a caravan right there. If you were worried about the margin for waypoints, you could always try to grab something out of it, but I'm not chancing it. We are getting close to where we need to be for the clinic to discover it. However, discovering the clinic and being able to afford it right now, these are two very separate things. And I feel like I might get some doors mixed up here, so... I think this one's it. Wow. I actually remembered. I didn't know I could do that anymore.
Stay alert.
Now, we can talk to her, we can get an eyeball on the implants and prices and such.
Welcome to the New Vegas Medical Clinic. I'm a fully qualified physician and can fix whatever is wrong with you for a reasonable fee. If you've got
What do you mean, whatever's wrong with me? How do you
implants
already know
available to
something's
enhance
wrong
your
with
physical
me?
attributes.
I mean, you're correct, but how?
I have several basic implants available that can enhance your physical abilities, make you faster, smarter, stronger, that sort of thing. I've also got two much more expensive implants. One's a subdermal implant that will make you more resistant to damage. The other implant induces a mild regenerative effect. Your wounds
On
will
hardcore,
practically
could be a
heal before
godsend.
your eyes.
Right now, however, I need to be smarter.
One other thing I forgot to mention. Your body may be able
And
to
this is why I
handle
gave
only a
myself
limited
8
number of
endurance.
implants. The healthier you are, the more implants I'll be able to give you. Now, what surgery are you considering?
Let's see here. As I said before, I was going to experiment with giving myself a bunch of different implants just to see how it would impact my stats. So I'm going to give myself some caps via the console command, and we're going to try and get everything.
If I implant the probability calculator in your frontal lobe, you'll be able to calculate odds a little better. It's not quite the same as making you luckier, but you'll be able to nudge things your way more often. I can do the implant for 4,000 caps. Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours.
I'm not sure which of the implants I would necessarily pass on, because with my endurance right now, I can get 8 of the 9 implants. One of them I'm going to have to pass on. I don't know which one. I don't have it planned yet.
You're back. All right. That would be the Nemean subdermal armor. It's a bit pricey, 8,000 caps, but the implant causes your skin cells to be bolstered with iron. It won't make you bulletproof, but it will make you a little harder to injure. Have a seat in the auto dock.
Hey.
You're back. All right, let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant. All right. You're healthy enough to handle another one. Which surgery are you considering? For 4,000 caps, I can install a logic coprocessor. Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours. You're back. That's the Phoenix monocyte breeder. The implant speeds up cell regeneration, an effect similar to that of some lizards and sea creatures. The implant is very expensive, however.
That will become
12,000
trivial after a
caps.
point, but right now I'm just trying to see what everything
Have a
is.
seat in...
How it all shakes out, you know?
You're back.
I think Charisma's the one I'm not going to buy. I'll get points and everything else for the implants, but...
The empathy synthesizer will allow you to more easily pick up on subtle
That
emotions
sounds like
and
bullshit.
body language. The price is 4,000 caps. Very well. I can implant the hypertrophy accelerator for 4,000 caps. It will boost your adrenal glands and quickly increase your muscle mass. Have a seat in the auto dock.
Morning.
You're back.
I didn't mean to skip the dialogue on that one. Let me just...
The reflex booster does exactly what it says. Speeds up your reaction times. For 4,000 caps, I can attach the implant to your central nervous node.
Baller.
Have a seat
Do
in
it.
the auto dock. This will take a few hours. You're back. All right. The nociception regulator modifies your cardiovascular system, and you won't tire as quickly. The price is 4,000 caps, same as most other implants. Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours.
So then there should be room for just one more.
You're back. Do you need medical attention? All right. Let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant. All right. You're healthy enough to handle
I
another
feel like
one.
the number
Which
of implants
surgery
is
are
so
you
limited, they
considering?
could just give you an exact number, but that's not the way they did it, so...
The optics enhancer, as the name suggests, gets attached directly to your optic nerve. The price is 4,000 caps. Have a seat in the auto...
Now, since I did get that endurance implant, would that still give me enough, technically, to
You're back.
get
Do you need medical...
the last one?
All right. Let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant. I'm afraid you can't
No, it works the way I
handle any more
remember it. The
implants
endurance
right
implant
now.
doesn't count.
Your body isn't durable enough to take it. Sorry. Take...
Okay, let me take that off, that off. I'm currently taking a debuff from the H2O, aren't I? Yeah. Isn't there a sink I can drink from in here? Could have sworn there was a sink or something with infinite water in here. Maybe some irradiation, but...
Evening.
You're back.
No water. Okay. What do I have? I guess I'm off to look for... Actually, considering what I'm doing right now, just fast travel back to Good Springs. Like, right now, I just want to compare my special and the resultant stats.
Hello.
Can I still get anything from the saloon right now, or do I have to wait?
Cheyenne.
Oh, right. Trudy hasn't spawned in yet on this save. Okay. I'm going to the aquifer then. Fuck it. There's plenty of clean water around here, which does not seem like it's made a big enough deal. But then again, it's the same area as Hoover Dam, so... Somebody's got priorities, I just don't understand where they place them necessarily. That should be full. Okay, so now I just need some food stuff, get that down, and then I can run comparisons I need. Nobody seems to have minded the nudity thus far. I don't remember where food spawns are in Goodsprings. I'm out of here before I need to factor in hardcore problems. Maybe chat's still open? I doubt it.
You must be the one.
Oh, he's open now.
Give me a shout if you need anything.
Okay, that's good enough for me to run the comparisons I needed. I'll take some quick screenshots of this so that I can do it now or later. And now I need to remember how to give myself strength. Okay, let's see. Hopefully this works the way I think it does. Okay, so that does change my strength where I should hopefully be. This is to simulate when I get the reinforced spine perk at the end of Old World Blues. No, hang on. Top first, then bottom. Okay, so I can run those comparisons at any time now that I have the screenshots. I can track those numbers more easily. Was there anything else I was looking at? I guess in terms of special distribution and the impacts thereafter, I could give myself one more endurance, and thus I can also get the charisma implant, so 2 for 1. But that's the end of the divide, that skill point, so I don't know if I should factor that in just yet. I have the screenshots. I can track that information however I want to. Well, we've covered all the crucial information, actually. We just have to go back to the save prior to me using the console commands. And yeah, Jesus, from, I think it was save 7 I was building off of, so... Keep in mind, I was taking detours, I was trying to explain shit along the way, I was not being terribly efficient. From out of the gate at Doc Mitchell's to getting to the clinic initially, that could just be as simple as 20 minutes. Granted, this is reaching the clinic. You haven't actually been able to afford implants yet, so... What we're going to do now is try to figure out how we want to get into the city. I like to go in closer to Freeside. That way I can go to... Would I go to the Atomic Wrangler? I feel like the Atomic Wrangler. I'm trying to remember the best way to do this while minimizing the number of waypoints discovered. Freeside North should be fine.
This man's prices are steep, but I hear he's worth it.
Not going to interact with you. Now, ordinarily, I would also be looking into selling some of the stuff I was pickpocketing, but I was able to get $140 in NCR money off of the pickpocketing. I'm going to chance it and just turn in...
stuff we're not even allowed to sell, people. Only at Mick and Ralph's.
Kid. We're just ignoring a whole lot of stuff happening right now.
Wanna get lucky? Head on down to the Atomic Wrangler.
My luck stat is 7, maybe 8. Yeah, we're doing this at the Wrangler. Now, we do have some caps going into this.
Yep.
23. But the important thing is we were able to pickpocket some money off the NCR. So that's $140 NCR money. We'll see what the conversion rate is to chips momentarily. We're going to be using that to make our fortune to afford some implants.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler. Looking to exchange? Till next time.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do any exchange. I'm going to start with the 23 caps I have. But I do need to exchange caps, actually, so fuck you, I know.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler. Looking
I'm not exchanging NCR money. I'm just exchanging caps.
How many chips would you like? Here's your chips. Is there anything else I can help you with? How many chips would you like? Here's your chip. Is there anything else I can help you with? How many chips would you like? Here's your chip. Is there anything else I can help you with? How many chips would you like? Here's your chip. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Okay, we have now turned all of our caps into chips. I don't want to get banned from this place, so I want to make sure I don't win too much. But I'm holding 69 chips right now. We can bump it up to 40, right? And there it all goes. And you gotta love the anti-cheating measures back in the olden days, right?
Good day.
For all the other stuff you can cheat in this RPG, that's where they're really gonna... That's where they want to draw the line at. You know what? That's fair. If you're better at playing the other games, then you could probably make more off of blackjack or poker. I like the slots, personally. I can brute force this, even when I only have 7 luck. But that does mean wasting a little time. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And nothing. 69 chips lost. Not so nice.
Good day.
What?
Hello.
Yeah, I know what I want to be targeting, just... let's start small. A little bit. Alright. We can make 2 full pulls now. Right up until we can't. Ah, damn.
Good day.
What were we shouting earlier? Let's go gambling. Let's go losing.
Get rough with the escorts, and you'll be seeing the business end of my barrel.
You know, this isn't the Strip. You didn't take away my weapons. Just before you get glib again.
Place your bets and give the wheel a spin.
We could go burgling this place a little bit if we wanted to go to Mick and Ralph's, sell some stuff, and have more startup caps, but... And we need to do this until we get 4K chips, by the way, just in case you're keeping score at home. We could try another machine closer to the door, but I like having one that's close to the cash out.
Hey. Hey.
Hey. You're dealing for 4 even though there's only 3 people playing. 4 if you count the dealer, sure, but is that really what we're doing here? Soulless. Disheartened. Probably a gynoid. Or close enough. She works in a casino anyway.
Hello there.
Excuse you? I don't want to burn through any consumables for additional luck right now. Not that I brought any with me. I could always go to the bar, buy a drink, technically get some bonus luck, but I don't want to do that right now. Bah. Four, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Wow, 2 whole chips. It didn't do my... It's best that it didn't at that rate.
How's it going?
I don't know, you tell me. Oh, hey! It's a raid! Thank you more! We were just looking for some new seating arrangements at the casino. Pay no attention to where I parked my ass, because right now we are back in front of the slot machines where we belong. You were the one who said let's go gambling, right? It did not work out. But we can't quit now. What'd I tell you? Loki, I see you in there too. Dang, what the fuck, everyone left at the raid? Gambling! That's right. We got what's important here. Max bets. And pull. I'll take that. We got to get up to 4K so we can cash in and get that implant. And as long as we don't try to fast load on a loss, we should be able to get away with a whole lot. Fast load, quick load, whatever. And there's one other thing I didn't think about before, because we're worried about all those XP gains from challenges and the like. We have to worry about doing One-Armed Bandit and other things, challenges, basically, that would run the risk of giving us too much XP. There we go. And now, since we're not ending on a loss, we should be fine. We gain 90 XP, not too much. We reload. Never mind, it's still Fine. You with your anti-cheating measures in my single-player RPG. 90% of gamblers quit right before they win. Same shit. But you know what? As far as my shit goes, I need to lubricate. So, as long as we're at the bar, drink. There we go. We get 4 max pulls. Let's see them pay out. Not like that. How empty is the bottle? A third, maybe? It's not half or more yet. I know I need to be drinking more, so... You know what? While this spins, I drink again! One of these days, I'm gonna pull that shit, and I'm actually going to goddamn spray my setup. Out of shock. Take another? Another it is! Balls.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess we got a minute while it's trying to deal with the anti-cheating nonsense, so... Drink further, harder, stronger, faster, colder, cooler, moister. Don't? Okay, so lubricating is fine, but heaven forbid moisture actually just getting straight up root. Sure, you know what? Let's go gambling. That went about as well as expected.
Yep.
Playing poker against an AI, blackjack, you name it, not as fun. I guess I could try roulette, but it's being reset too. What? If it thinks you reset too recently on any game, they are all under wraps. If you're not gonna let me play, I'm not gonna let anybody else play. You think the casino's walking all over you, just you wait. That's what I like to see.
Hey.
Come on, give me something here. I got 7 luck. Apparently that is not a high enough number for this bar. And you saw the XP right there, right? The plus 90. Here it is, right, top right corner. 143 out of 200. If I discovered, I want to say... I could probably get away with 6 more locations. 6 more locations with my int at 9. Thankfully, with my skill as well, that would drop some XP. That would probably give me another 54 XP, so that'd put me at 197. There's a matter of whether or not I accidentally pass any challenges on the way, however, so that could be a problem. What's the time left on this? Oops. I just reloaded. Ah. It was fine a moment ago. I didn't even lose any chips on that. I just reloaded after checking the machine. This is discrimination against the temporally impaired. Save scumming is my religion. You know what? Uh-huh. I got this for a reason.
Evening.
It's a casino? Well, it might not be a school, but I think somebody needs to teach them a lesson. That arm's not still broken, is it? Sometimes you can accidentally reload while maintaining your old bodily damage. It's a fascinating thing. Seeing how old games worked or didn't, especially when Obsidian is the one doing QA. That's what I like to see.
Hey.
Keep it coming. This is why I ordinarily like to start with higher amounts of caps. But this is still working out. We're at least staying roughly even. And you see those notifications in the top right? Whenever it says you feel lucky, that is actually your special, your luck stat factoring in. Giving you a little nudge. There we go. Keep it coming. Max bet. Max bet. The W and the R aren't even that close. None of that far apart, though. Never punish. I just have to forfeit all control. I just want to clean multiple authority. It's not so clean now. Yeah, I just won a hand, by the way, but you want to be that strict with your anti-cheat tampering nonsense. Adrian? You might want to go back into makeup. I think they forgot to put your face on. Comedy's not so hard. I'll give it a shot. Watch. Well, I'm having a blast. Hang on. How am I going to steal from an empty garbage can? Somebody explain the logistics on that to me. That'll do. Wait. I think I reloaded the quick save and not the actual save. Ah. I have more here. But the anti-champ... Fine. I'm about to drop a bomb in your toilet, by the way. We can only joke about it being radioactive so many times. This is the wrong time to take a sip from the canteen, when I'm staring into the watery bowl of porcelain nightmares. And this is why I like the recharger rifle for early on. I'm not allowed to quit gambling until I hit the jackpot. I actually don't want to hit the jackpot here because I don't want to get banned from this casino. If I go over the 5K threshold, I get banned. I can't gamble here. I can't donate to be allowed back in. It's over. Hang on a moment. It looks like Twitch might have crashed. Are we okay on this side of thing? It looks like the Twitch overlay crashed. I think we're okay, though. No logic, only gambling. Listen, I don't want to get banned from the casino when I've just started a fresh character. I want the ability to come back here with maxed out luck and take them for tens of thousands that they don't deserve to lose. Uh-huh. Nope, not that. And pull. Now we go max. It's okay so far? Good. Okay. The delay is huge, though. Good to know. It crashed? Oh, god damn it. Please tell me you saw that. Please tell me it came back in time for the jackpot. Please, I don't know how far behind the delay is. Please tell me you saw the jackpot. Please?
Howdy.
I think so. You didn't pay attention right now, motherfucker. I got triple oranges. I got the jackpot. I got a 4K payout. Look at my earnings at the bottom left. Please tell me you saw it. If not, I will have to force you to watch the YouTube VOD. You didn't see it, but I got back before the crash message got into the screen. Motherfucker! It better be in the VOD. I'm recording locally. OBS, don't fuck me here. Yeah, I know. I don't care right now. So it might have been a little too quick to notice, but when you get a successful payout for certain margins, I believe it is 1,000, 3,000, 5,000 for this casino, you get different rewards. Like, I just got a Dapper Gambler suit. It goes very nice with my suave hat. And like any other bar, they also tried getting me drunk as well. Rum and Nuka, absinthe. I think that's everything, unless I'm forgetting. The delay is about 15 seconds, you think? Okay. The Dapper Gambler suit isn't good for much besides looks, but when combined with this hat, it does look alright. Even on my ugly mug. The looks are everything, though. That's true. Is it worth gambling anymore, even though I've already made everything I need? We'll always gamble. I'm ugly, but the character ain't. There you go. I can get close to 5K here, but if I cross 5K, I'm gonna get banned. I'm 90% of the way to being banned. I feel like this is a fair enough place to call it. So now we are going to cash out.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler. Looking to exchange?
Let me cash out. I'd like to turn in all of my chips, please.
In what currency would you like your payout? Non-caps currencies will have fractions paid out in caps.
No more fanboy? If I do any more, I'm probably going to get banned from the casino, not Twitch. Twitch doesn't care about gambling as long as it's actually in New Vegas, probably. Wait. Oh, mother...